with 0.3 of a second to go. Hornets without any timeouts. The prayer from Walker goes unanswered, and the Sixers win it. Wow!
You got Chris Thomas.
It's your boy Mark Thompson.
It's your girl Carm.
Hey, listening to the Running Back Sports Show, Sports for the Culture. What's going on, everybody? What's going on?
Chilling. I mean, not really chilling. It's hot. It's really hot.
It's hot in this zone.
It's blazing. It's so blazing outside. It don't make no sense.
Bringing it up isn't going to make it go away.
It's not, but it needs to be addressed. There's nothing we can do about it.
I mean, it just needs to be addressed once.
No, the heat index says 101. All right, let's be 101 outside. No, it's too hot out here. I got time for that. I'm out here in my indoor clothes because it's so hot. I look like a whole bum because it's blazing.
Well, you're fine.
No, I'm all right. I mean, I'm making it. So what you, Holland?
Out here.
Anyway, we have a good show today. We're going to talk more about the NBA playoffs. Jeff Bauer from the Sports Narrative is going to call in around 6:00 to talk some NFL and some fantasy football, and we're going to do a little mini tribute to life. For last 27 years, Marc Zumoff has been a play-by-play guy for the Philadelphia 76ers. He just announced his retirement today. And honestly, like it's probably like a breaking news out of everything that's happened in Philadelphia sports over the past year. This probably hits me harder the most.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you not thankful? I know we're going to miss him.
I have a personal connection with him. I asked him, hey, you got any advice for, a kid that's aspiring to be in the broadcasting field? He reached out to me. He critiqued my stuff back when I was in Millersville. I met him, several times, at multiple Sixer events.
Just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and I just met him just a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah,
so it sucks because my entire life I've known one voice of the Philadelphia 76ers whenever I watch the games on Comcast, and that's Marc Zumoff. So having to listen to another voice, it's going to be different.
I agree. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I didn't expect that. I saw people saying thank you on the socials and whatnot, but I thought it was just for the season. We always thank Mark at the end of the season, but I didn't know he was retiring. So, but that's awesome. I mean, big shouts out to him. He had a long career. Marc Zumoff is definitely my guy. I agree with you as well. That's the only voice I've ever heard for the Sixers. So, 27 years. I'm 31. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Big Zumoff.
Yeah.
Big Zumoff.
Yeah. So, we started off the show with some of Marc Zumoff's best calls, for the Allen Iverson days, during the days when Iguodala, Evan Turner, Spencer Hawes running the show.
Chill. Spencer Hawes? Come on, man.
Yeah, Spencer Hawes had a few game winners here, man.
Come on, don't do that. It's Ben's fault. He got tired of it. He got tired of it, too. I don't blame him. I would have called it a career after this season. So I would have. I don't blame him.
Yeah, I'm definitely sad to see him go. I've obviously, have used to hearing his voice, him and Ala, their little back and forth.
You can take Ala with him.
Okay. I like Ala. Ala's cool. But it's definitely definitely a big moment in Sixers sports and just in sports in general, because it's just transition. It's the transition of, kind of like some of the old timers, people, new people coming in and a new way kind of. So I'm definitely going to miss him. He's definitely been he doesn't annoy me as an announcer at all. So that's a plus, because a lot of the announcers, especially on ESPN and TNT, annoy the crap out of me. So with him, I felt like he was good. You know what he was talking about. He was interesting, but he didn't do too much. And he kept it to the game too. He wasn't too much of the frill, shut up, just call the game. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to miss him.
And he was a true Sixers fan. That's nothing but pure emotion. That's you don't get that can't be duplicated unless you're a Sixers fan. And he's been a Sixers fan since day one. So definitely big shouts out to Marc Zumoff. Big tribute to him as well. And wish him the best with his endeavors. But I'll tell you this, he'll probably be back. Philadelphia, you know how we are. One season with a new voice and he's weak. We're gonna be petitioning to get Marc Zumoff back. Don't be shocked.
Yeah.
Give him a year. He's going on sabbatical, but he'll be back.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yep. So, what are some of your favorite Marc Zumoff moments?
Moments or calls or phrases?
All of the above.
I'll go with phrases first. This was only mainly for Iverson. So he would say Iverson and with the trees. Like you know what that means. That means Iverson's going to the rack. He's going to the cup. He's got a big man on him. He's about to lay it up. That was one of my favorite.
Yeah,
ones.
I actually found a post on Twitter. It was like Marc Zumoff's Zooism. So pretty much it's everything that Marc Zumoff does, like in the like when he calls a game, it's pretty much all his phrases. So turning garbage into gold. Yep. Hold on, we're coming in for a landing.
I love that one too. Especially if it's a tight game. Yeah. I'm like, hold on. Like
hold on, Allah, we're coming in for a landing.
Coming in for a landing, yep.
That is so true. Oh my God. Yeah. Now that you're saying that, it makes me just hear it. I can hear his voice.
I know,
we got some unfinished business.
Yes, that's another one. Did you say turning garbage into gold?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then of course, like the famous yes, like any big time shot, clutch shot. Like for me, like you know how on like the national stage, everyone loves Mike Breen when he says bang.
Yeah.
For me, it's yes. Like before I realized who Mike Breen was, I was always yes. So I hit a 3 in the corner as a young bull. I'm yes, like Marc Zumoff. Of course, like bang sounds cool.
Yeah, so
too,
like
but they're like hand in hand, but yes is always gonna top bang for me.
Yeah, so like for the Sixers, when we make a bucket for Mark, it was yes. And then like when the opposing bucket, it was got it.
Yeah, right. He would be so depressed. Yeah. I loved it, yo. Especially in a close game. Like I felt it because he's a fan just like me. So when he says it like that, I'm like, the pain.
Yeah, and then like it'd be when the Sixers is coming back, he's like, and the crowd begins to rise here in the Wells Fargo Center.
Absolutely.
Hold on, we're coming in for a landing.
Absolutely.
Wide open, healthy 3. Got it.
Yup. I remember
so
there was one game I saw. I think so. I was there in person, but then I wanted to come back and watch it because I was in like the second row. I was young. I wanted to see myself on TV.
Yeah.
And it was like a game where we played against the Cavs, and LeBron was just killing us. Like I was like 15 feet away from LeBron. That's the closest I've ever been to LeBron. Like I didn't even like that was just amazing. But then going back and rewatching, like hearing Marc Zumoff on the call, I'm like, yeah, like I remember that. Like, that one hurt because we was getting torched that game. But yeah, you can always hear it in his voice when we was getting spanked by somebody. It hurt. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and he always showed love to the returning players too.
Yeah,
like he was still hype. Even though all y'all still hype on TJ McConnell, like you still hype on that bum.
Hey man, he be in there fighting with the trees.
What? No, you never. Zoo would never disrespect AI and say that. TJ McConnell in with the trees. Stop
I don't know why you have so much hate on TJ.
No, you gotta let this hurt go, man.
I know y'all not talking about hurt. I'm hurt, and I'm gonna tell y'all why after this call.
98.5 WJYM Running Back Sports. Hello. All right.
So y'all want to know why I'm hurt?
Why you hurt?
This is why I'm hurt. All right. So I'm sitting down. I'm thinking about where I am as a sports fan. I took off my analyst hat for a moment, and I'm thinking about where I am as a sports fan, and I'm miserable. I'm very miserable. Okay, we just came off a terrible Philadelphia Eagles season, correct? And we all sat here and agreed that, you know what, the Sixers aren't going to let us down. We all agreed on that. We were so very happy that we had the Sixers coming. We were excited about that. The Sixers happened. We were great throughout the season. Of course, we had our back and forth as usual. You know, Ben Simmons stays, Ben Simmons gone. You know, we know the whole drama, but we finished number 1 in the Eastern Conference. Just to unfortunately fall short in the second round again. I'm good. I'm hurt, bruh. And then the Phillies are so trash right now. I'm not turning them on. I'm good. I'm not turning them on. I thought we was going to be good with Joe Girardi. We're even worse. And don't even get me started with the orange and black. They've never been good my entire life. So the state of Philadelphia sports is bad. It's really, really bad. Like I don't know what to do. Where's the soul? Can we bring the soul back? I know they're done. Can we bring them back? I want to root for somebody like a winner in the area. Where's Villanova? Can they get started? Like Villanova men's basketball. Can they come back now? Like please hurry. Because this is ridiculous. I'm tired. Like we as an East Coast team, we deserve some good sports. If we was in Cali, I wouldn't care. I'd probably be on the beach right now. I probably wouldn't watch sports as much if we grew up in California. Can we be honest on that? There's no rain. It's always sunny. Like we wouldn't watch sports that much, but here
Well,
we get
it would
all
also
4
depend on what
seasons.
part of California you were born in.
No, it doesn't matter.
I'm-
They still be out.
Nah, listen, if you're a Raiders fan, you would care.
I feel you, but they still be out. So I'm hurt as a Philadelphia sports fan right now.
dude, like it's the summertime, man. You got your Sunday fun days, man. Just don't worry about it.
I don't care.
I
You know why? Because then when August hits, my birthday comes, then we're about 3 weeks away from the Eagles. Now I got to deal with this. I'm not in a good place right now.
Stop letting them hurt you, man.
What am I supposed to do, Christopher?
Don't let it hurt you.
Should I pick up and get new teams?
No.
Like what am I supposed? I'm tired of this hurt. You're not tired of this hurt? I know you're tired of this hurt. You wore Devin Booker shirt 3 weeks in a row.
Listen, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I've sacrificed my happiness for that Super Bowl.
I'm good, yo. I need more. Carmen, how do you feel? I see the disgust on your face as well.
I mean, you know, it is what it is. I'm hanging in. I'm still rocking. I'm still gonna rock with the teams. It's just how it is. It's just the curse of being a Philly fan, and that's just what it is. But you know, we got the rest of the sports world to look to, just not our teams. But
That's so exciting.
I mean,
isn't
it is because sports. I mean, if you think about it, like what Kai said, his perspective that this finals is going to be teams that haven't won a championship in like 30 plus years. Some have never won one. And then, you know, it's new blood. It's not LeBron. It's not Steph. You know, it's not like any of the crazy superstars that have always been there. So it's definitely like a new era in sports. We're seeing a lot of young stars coming up. Sadly, Trae Young, even though I don't bang with him really, but you know, he is coming up. Give him his credit. And
I feel like that's for reasons that are not basketball.
I mean, the reasons are because I didn't like him in the series versus us, period.
Oh, okay. It's not his hair.
And his hair is like bad. But hey, a lot of people have bad hairs, like a KD. Exhibit A.
He just don't brush his hair.
Brush. He doesn't have hair at a specific spot. He has a hole in his head of missing hair. But that's whatever.
Listen, that's a sacrifice. He's like, you want a 30-foot jumper? You want waves?
I mean, listen, I would take the baldy, man. He needs to go to a baldy.
Yeah, and then like Trae Young's like the same thing. He was like, yo, do you want to average 30 and 11 in the NBA playoffs, or you want a full head of hair?
Yeah, 30 and 11. That's
Trae is just, I don't know. I just don't. I mean, I gotta get a Trae. He's playing into the narrative. He's making himself a name, especially in this big stage. And I don't blame him. You know, he's up in his worth, because even if people hate him, they're still looking for him and asking for him.
Of course.
So he's smart, but he's just bothering me with this whole little persona. But I mean, give him credit that he's playing, that he has been playing well. I mean, his team's in the Eastern Conference Finals, and this is first Eastern Conference, first run at the playoffs ever.
I mean, you got to think about it from Trae Young's perspective as well. He was in that draft class with Luka Doncic as well. Luka Doncic has been getting the press. He's still getting all the press, even though his team was eliminated out of the first round for 2 years in a row. And even still, then he's still not getting the respect they deserve, because everybody picked the Knicks to win the series. Everybody picked the Sixers to win that series. I mean, obviously us, because we're from Philly, and even still then, everybody's still picking the Bucks to win the series. So he's going to have that chip on his shoulder. And this is the first, and honestly, in his first deep playoff, this is the first playoff run he's had. He's been averaging 29 and 11.
He's been playing great.
Yeah.
I ain't knocking
big
him.
shouts out to him.
I ain't knocking him. I mean, I see, like I said, I see what he's doing, but I just ain't gotta like it. But I see what he's doing. Congrats, kudos to him.
Yeah,
I agree.
But to answer Mark's question about like, well, do I feel some type of way about Philly's sports? In the words of Marc Zumoff, I'm in no particular hurry.
Okay, you know what? That was a nice little play on words. I like that right there. One thing I did want to say though, about Trae Young, just to go back, when he was coming out of college, a lot of people felt that his game would not translate to the NBA, and it did. It really did. Everything that we're seeing him do is exactly what he did in college. Like, there's no difference. I'd say the only thing is he might have actually cut down his turnovers a bit, because he was a turnover machine in college. But other than that, his game is literally the same. And that's how you know when you're a good player, where your game just translates no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And big shouts out to him, for real, because he's been playing great. I got nothing bad to say about Trae Young. Even though with that bummed ankle, they probably gonna get spanked now. Probably. I thought he kind of.
I think the one thing that Trae Young also needs to do is that he probably needs to stop doing that shimmy, because throughout the series he's done it twice, and after the shimmy, like, the Bucks started taking it personal and started beating down on him.
I feel that because everyone's getting Steph flashbacks.
Yeah,
because they know what Steph did, and they can't beat up on Steph right now.
Yeah.
So they're like, you know what? Oh, you want to try that? All right,
cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, also shout out to Chris Middleton, who outscored the entire Atlanta Hawks team 20-17 in the fourth.
Yes.
So
he played great. For the first time, I'm actually going to call him Chris Middleton. You know, I'm known for calling him Kevin, but no, Chris Middleton, I was sitting there just amazed. Like, he really took over in that, was it fourth quarter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How much he had? Like a dub?
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, he snapped. He was making everything. He even had one shot in the corner. I was like, he going to miss that joint. That's what Kevin do. And he hit that joint. I said, I see you, Chris. So he out there, he did his thing.
He's doing what he needs to. He's doing what the Bucks need him to do to win, because obviously Giannis can't be dependent on in terms of points.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to be that guy, which is
not so much points, just like in the fourth quarter. Here's the ball, get everything. Yeah, closing the game.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't produce and I feel like when they really need him, he just kind of comes up short.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, shoot, we might as well talk about it. So we got Game 4 tonight with Milwaukee versus Atlanta. Milwaukee leads the series 2-1. Trae Young has he has a bone fracture in his ankle.
They said a bruise. He had a bruise or something.
Oh, bone bruise. Okay, so he's questionable for tonight's game. He'll probably be.
I'm sure he's gonna play.
Yeah, he's gonna play. He's gonna be questionable the rest of the series.
Isn't this game? If they win it, they win it. It'll be 3-1, right?
Yeah.
If Milwaukee wins.
If Milwaukee wins, it'll be 3-1.
Yeah, it'll be 3-1 going back to Milwaukee.
Who y'all got in this game tonight?
Oh, it's in Atlanta again?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
okay.
Who y'all got in this game tonight?
I think that the Hawks might pull it out even if Trae is out. I think they're gonna kind of rally and go nuts. Like, everyone's just gonna go nuts. But I do think, I feel like that might happen. But if you're looking at the analytics and Trae being hurt, then the Bucks will probably win. But I'm thinking that the Hawks are gonna make a run.
That's fair. What you think, Chris?
The Bucks are gonna win.
Yeah.
Listen, even though I think Nate McMillan is better in terms of in-game adjustments over Mike Budenholzer,
for sure.
But without Trae Young and Trae Young being compromised, it's kind of hard to adjust. Not getting that healthy, 30 and 10 that you're normally getting.
Yeah.
And the way that the Bucks are playing defense now, there's no one outside. If Capella gets into foul trouble, there's nothing to stop Giannis from getting into the paint. Mm-hmm. And the way Chris Middleton's been playing, like, especially everybody on the Bucks is playing with a chip on his shoulder. Because they realize this is the best chance, not only for them just to get to the finals, but for them to finally win a ring. For finally everybody just to stop talking about how much they underachieved over the last few years, especially now with LeBron going out west. Mm-hmm. So I think, the Bucks, they smell blood in the water, and that blood is definitely Trae Young's ankle. And I think they're going to, finish the job, take the 2-0 advantage, on the road and close out Milwaukee.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, but I still think Trae is going to have a big game, because it is an ankle. But if you think about his game, all he really does is shoot deep, shoot floaters, and throw alley-oops. For real. I don't think his ankle's going to affect him that much.
You still need your ankle. You still need your ankle to drive. Of course.
I know that.
Depending on how he elevates, he'll need his footing, whatever that means. Because if your foot is messed up, even when you go to shoot, that's going to affect you a little bit. You know how that when you wince and you got that pain. Yeah, so, and he's not like he's like built a muscle. He's like this big guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of like a small guy.
But
so,
this is the league. They're going to shoot him up with drugs.
I know, but I think that the Hawks are going to make a run. They're not just lie down. But I do, like I said, what Chris said. I think the Bucks probably will win, but I think the Hawks are going to give them like an effort. Like, I don't think it's going to be like a blowout. They're going to just come in and smack them. I think the Hawks are going to be, they're going to play up.
Because Game 2 was a blowout, and Trae was fine. He was perfectly fine Game 2.
Yeah, but it's different now. Now it's like they're home. They know the stakes. They're a young team. They got pride.
They're once again, their backs are against the walls. They could.
And you can't ever now knock people out who are doubted. Like the underdogs always have the advantage because people doubt them and think they're going to lose. So I think that always is like the X factor in terms of that. So like with the Eagles, they were always the underdogs. And what happened? We ended up winning it all. Not saying the Hawks are going to win it all, but they have that working in their favor. And the Bucks too, but the Hawks in this series.
98.5 WJYM Running Back Sports.
Hello, this is Mr. Freeman William Hudgens. I've come to talk Hawks.
Hey, what's up, Free? What's going on?
What up, Free?
Hi.
I'm hearing some stuff talked about Trae Young and his ankle. I am concerned. I'll say that. And a lot of people will say that he had a good game last game. I disagree. What I've been trying to tell people the whole time in the playoffs, yeah, Trae Young will have his games where he'll have 30, 35, maybe even 40 points. I'm not worried about that. When he's in his bag, it's those 15 assist games. When everybody's eating, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen us lose a game this season where he has 13 plus assists. It just hasn't happened. When everybody's eating, this team is, and that should make sense to everybody, this team plays better. Trae Young brings the food to everybody's table. Him eating by himself is cool. I'll take the 30 points. But if you give me 25 and 15, getting more people involved, getting us in the flow of the offense, I say we can beat these Bucks. I've never been worried about these guys whatsoever. Chris Middleton had a heck of a game. You pay your stars to show up in the second half, and that's what he did. I do believe that we'll win tonight. I didn't think that we would get this far. I thought the Knicks would have, had better defense for us. I thought Philly would have actually showed up. I guess I'm just a fool, but against these Bucks, I'm not very concerned. I think he's gonna.
So now
fine.
you're not concerned about the Bucks, Free? Now it's like, you got it. Now that we
Hear that again? What you said?
I said, now that you guys have gotten past the two teams you didn't think they would get past, now for the Bucks, now you're just like, hey, we got this. We already got past the two harder teams.
True. Took away the home court advantage that we gave to ourselves. It's gonna be interesting. I don't think maybe there is some blood in the water there, but like Mark said, they're gonna shoot him up full of drugs. His ankle's gonna be fine. He wears the braces for a reason. I've heard some people get upset at the ref. I'm like, bro, it's not that deep. Mistakes happen. I'm not surprised that it happened this season. This has been a year where everybody goes down. Giannis is the healthiest star we got left.
That's very true.
You throw Paul George in there, which I think he needs more respect on his name. But Giannis is a top 5 player in the league, and he's the only one left.
So, Free,
I got to give him credit.
Who do you think is going to step up for the Hawks tonight if Trae is like not on his best? Like if Trae is just kind of dishing, he's not really shooting. Who do you think?
I think it's going to be what I'm hoping. I don't know what's going to happen, but what I hope is that we get to look back at like the 2016 year where the motto was team basketball. It wasn't just one guy. It wasn't just two guys. It was the whole starting lineup. It was whoever came off the bench. That's what it's going to take to win tonight. And this team is very capable of it. We've seen them when they're beat down. We've seen them when they're up. I don't think they're out of gas. I don't think this injury has done anything to the team morale. I think they'll be fine. It's just got to be everybody. We need Danilo to do his thing. We need Lou to come in and give us 12 to 15. We're going to need the defense to share up in the paint as best as they can because we're just a much smaller team. Definitely not as strong. But everybody's got to be held accountable on offense because that's how we're going to beat these guys. This is how we beat every team. It's not really our defense. We can't sink on defense. But on offense, it's got to be a collective effort. It's got to be good old-fashioned team basketball. And I think this group is definitely capable of it, and they've proven that they are.
Free, first, I just wanted to thank you for your absolute professionalism. I've never heard
I can barely hear. I don't know if it's on you guys' end. I can barely hear anything.
You hear me, bro?
I can hear you.
Oh, all right, cool. I said I wanted to thank you so much for your professionalism. I'm like, is this the same Freeman who talks about cake every time he's in studio? I love you. I love you over the phone. You're so astounding.
I am a professional. I just think sometimes we're too professional. Let's lighten up. Let's have some fun. We're talking sports here. We're blessed. We get to talk sports on the air. That's a blessing right there. Let's have some fun with it. I don't use the choice words that I want to because it's frowned upon. But yeah, I'm going to talk some cake. There's no cake left in the league right now as far as the 4 teams are concerned. Okay. There's none left. These are cakeless bunches. Maybe Boogie. That's about it. But that's all cake. Don't nobody want that. But shout out to him for not knowing the rule of you have to hit the rim if you're trying to get the ball back on a free throw.
He thought he was playing 21.
So it's still fading. I don't think it's on my end, but I can barely hear.
He thought he was playing 21. That's probably what it was. Why he didn't hit the rim.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I feel bad for the Clippers. I never thought I'd say that in my life. I'm loving the fight that I'm getting. I've talked so much crap about Reggie Jackson to his face and online and in my pod and all that. He's showing out right now. I really wish Kawhi was there to make this series a little more interesting. It is interesting. Last night was fun. I want to see a game 7 in one of these series because what's better in basketball than a game 7? I got the Suns winning it all, though. I like that this will be their first title. I like their fans, minus Chris. I like their fans. I like how this team was put together, and I love Chris Paul. So to see him win, I think we're all kind of rooting for that, even if it is a catch-22, because then I got to deal with Chris for the rest of my life. And I didn't see the Timberwolves in the finals. I'm already ready for that.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen. I actually predicted a Hawks Suns finals when these conference finals started. So, like, when you come on next week,
it's still possible. It's still possible.
That's what I'm hoping for. So, like, when you come in next week, we actually have something to argue about.
Here's the thing. The Bucks are the toughest team for the Hawks to play in these playoffs. Obviously, other than a healthy Nets team. But playing against the Suns will be a lot easier for us. I would like to see the Capella and Ayton matchup. I think Capella against Giannis is ridiculous, and stretching the floor with Brook just takes him completely out of things. But against Ayton, that'd be fun. The light-skinned battle of the century, Trae Young versus Devin Booker. I know Carmen would love to see that. It would be a good matchup. Really two well put together teams. They both brought in a lot of vets in the off season to go with their youth, and they've had like coaching turnovers in the past 2 years. Pretty similar, honestly, and I think that would be a really fun matchup.
Yeah, they brought in the right vets for Devin Booker, and they built the perfect team around Trae Young. So that would definitely be.
Both teams definitely spent money.
Yeah, and it'll also be 2 black coaches going on in the NBA Finals as well.
No, I'm sorry, you're breaking up again.
I also said it'll be 2 black coaches in the NBA Finals as well.
Yeah, true. It's been since like the 50s for the Hawks.
Yeah.
I think Bob Pettit was on the team.
Yeah.
A flat-footed, out-of-shape white man with goggles. So a lot has changed. We've been the same old Hawks for a while. Suns have had the same history of, we can make some noise in the playoffs, but finals luck has not been, it's either been non-existent or you ran into Michael Jordan. So
or Kobe Bryant.
If we do get Bucks versus Suns, I'm still going Suns there, obviously. But if it is Suns Hawks, I gotta go with my second team there.
That's all good.
I do look forward to the Timberwolves turning things around and knocking the Suns out of playoffs at some point in my life. You'll never hear the end of that.
Well, that's if the Timberwolves can actually make the playoffs.
We'll make it.
Yeah,
but
real quick, speaking of the Timberwolves, obviously you probably heard about the rumors about how the Timberwolves, quote unquote, badly want Ben Simmons to be on their team. So
yeah, actually, it's something that's been in the back of my mind for a couple of years. Every time I watch Cat just play terrible defense. Look, all right, let me clear something up about Cat. It's not that he's not a capable defender. He is. I believe he led NCAA in blocks his season in Kentucky, or he's close to it. He can block shots, but those stats are overrated. When it comes to his footing, he's terrible. He jumps all over the place. He wants to get that block so bad that he'll get caught by any up fake. If you remember Jonah Bolden on the Sixers, it's exactly like that. But imagine seeing it every night because he's a starter. It's painful to watch. Ben Simmons is the best defender in the league. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care who they give the award to. It's Ben Simmons. And if you look at the stats, I know a lot of people are going to cry and say, oh, it's Dirk Nowitzki. No, Cat is the best shooting big man of all time, statistically speaking. Haven't seen a lot of it in the playoffs, so you can't really hype him up that much. But he is. Just check the stats, and you're like, yeah, he shot, I believe, 42 or 44% 2 years ago, and not far from that now. So if you mix those two together, which they will work perfectly for each other, I'm not sure how I feel about an all light-skinned front court, but we'll make it happen. Yeah, I think that would be great for the Timberwolves. I just don't know what I would want from that team if I was the Sixers.
I'll take D'Angelo Russell. I'm cool.
You said what?
I'll take D'Angelo Russell. We can do that.
Oh, yeah, you can have that for free if you want. The
Sounds
only
good to
problem
me.
with that is Karl Anthony Towns and Ben Simmons don't have the best relationship. You know, choking somebody out doesn't really make them your friend. D'Angelo Russell is Cat's friend, and the only reason we went and got D'Angelo Russell was to keep Cat happy. So that trade might be off the books, and I wouldn't be too mad about that as a Sixers fan. We do have really good role players on the Timberwolves. They don't get a lot of credit because nobody watches us, but I'm cursed with knowledge. I have to watch these guys because I love them. But some nights it's bad, but there's some very good role players on there, some good young talent. Don't take Jarrett Culver. He's terrible. But everything else you can find use for on that team.
Oh, so Anthony Edwards and Malik Beasley?
Upset that D'Angelo Russell. What were you going to say?
Anthony Edwards and Malik Beasley and some picks for Ben? I'll do it.
You think I'm going to give you the Rookie of the Year?
You said everyone's good. You said everyone's good.
You got Malik Beasley. He's got some jail time to do for a little while, but once he's fresh out, yeah, we can make that deal. I don't believe you can be traded while you're in jail. I don't know the rules on that.
Yeah, we'll take Ant. I'll take Ant for Ben. Screw
you said
that.
What now?
I'm not taking D'Angelo for Ant. I mean for Ben. I'll take Ant and Malik for Ben.
Yeah, I'm with you. Take some picks. Timberwolves love giving up picks, and then it turns out we actually needed them. Could really use the 7th pick right now, but hey, Warriors, go ahead. Yeah, that's the price you pay for getting rid of Andrew Wiggins, which I'll pay that price 1 billion times over. There's going to be a lot of moves made in the offseason. I'm not quite sure who's a free agent. My dad mentioned it today. He's looking forward to free agency. I completely forgot to look at deals. But trades have definitely been the talk. Kemba Walker is apparently getting moved again. So that's a potential move that can be made. Tobias Harris for Kemba Walker? No?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'd rather keep Tobias.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of the same players, just different positions. It's like, yeah, this guy can hoop, but, you know, he gets hurt and this guy disappears. So, I don't know. Tobias Harris did mean a lot to this locker room, but when he puts his head down, his shots always end up going short. And the rest of the team around him there's no way the team can get galvanized because now our emotional leader is moping because he's getting booed. So I don't know if you guys noticed that in that Game 7, but he was missing short, and yeah, that's sort of why.
Yeah. All right. Well, Freeman, thanks for calling in. But
always feels good to talk to you guys.
Chris
I
is
wish
like,
I
all right,
could
Freeman,
be in
all right.
there, but
All right.
it's too hot.
Yeah.
Okay, Free. Well, thank you
We
for
don't
your
blame you,
input.
bro.
Honestly, today I actually really enjoyed talking to you today. Not that I didn't before, but today you were just making some good points and just being calm. I loved it.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm always calm. I stay on topic. I'm always calm. I'm not here to just shake things up. That's not me. I'm a team player. I'm just happy to talk to you guys.
All right,
Free.
All right, Free. Take it easy.
Peace, bro.
See you in Overwatch tonight.
I'll see you on Overwatch tonight, bro.
All right,
Take it easy, y'all.
Bye.
Peace. And once again, you're listening to 98.5 WJYM, Running Back Sports Show, Sports for the Culture. If you want to call in to join the discussion, Mark, get that call number.
Of course, 215-763-9596. We got any comments so far?
Nope, no comments so far.
All right. So wait, so y'all play online together?
Yeah.
What do y'all play?
We play Overwatch.
Oh, okay.
But now Overwatch is cross-platform.
Oh.
So like it doesn't. So like he can like even though he does it with PS4, if he wants to play on Overwatch on his Xbox One. We could play together online.
Oh, okay.
And on the Switch on PC. So
all right. Okay. Oh, so
Nice.
they basically did what they did with Call of Duty because
Yeah.
Call of Duty's cross.
yeah, Call of Duty, Apex, Fortnite, all that. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right. Okay. I see all gamers.
Yeah.
Gaming.
Yeah, man. Yeah, games.
Gamers.
Gaming.
So, all right. Let's
Chris is like, whatever.
let's play a little game here since we're talking games. Y'all ready?
Wait, are we not going to talk about the Clippers Suns game last night?
Yeah. We got 2 hours. We almost there. Let's play this game. Y'all, if y'all don't mind. Or y'all,
Yeah,
what
go
y'all,
ahead.
what y'all want to talk about?
Yes, boss. Go ahead.
Go ahead. We know you got to get your Ben Simmons slander in.
Can I?
Go ahead, man.
Do you guys mind?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't care.
I guess if you must.
Okay, so the name of this game, and things have changed a lot, is keep them or trade them. So I have 10 players here in the NBA, and then you guys, as Sixers fans and gals, decide do we keep them or trade them. All right. So this one's gonna be easy. The first one is Luka.
Like if he was on our team, keep him or trade him?
Yeah, like you keep him, like you trade Ben to get him.
Oh, trade
Yeah.
Ben to get this person.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. What you thought this was?
So it's just like person body for body. Like you
Yeah.
trade Ben, you get them. That's
yes.
it.
Yes.
Nothing else happens.
I mean, I'm just saying, would you trade if this person becomes available?
But
Are you
this game is just, come on now.
why?
It's just you're talking about hypothetical situations and nothing else involved, and that's never going to happen in those terms. Like
Everything
it's always
is hypothetical.
right. No,
This
no,
is
everything.
what-
No,
everything
but
we
in
do is
no,
hypothetical.
but in terms of saying that Ben for them, that's it. It's never going to go down like that.
So, if it's a trade
we
package,
actually did get a comment. Jason said trade Ben for anybody.
Thank you,
Jason,
hey
Jason.
I already like the way this is starting. I already like the way this is starting. It's
Hey, Jason.
fantastic.
But yeah, Luka for Ben. Yeah, no.
Not straight up. If this person is available and there's a package and it requires Ben Simmons,
Yes,
are you doing the deal?
yes. Next question.
For Luka, yeah.
Okay. Donovan Mitchell, because this might be a real thing actually. Donovan Mitchell is growing frustrated in Utah.
Yes.
No.
Yes. This is a no-brainer. De'Aaron Fox.
No.
I like De'Aaron Fox, but no.
Yeah, I'm taking him. What's the reasoning in this one?
Because I don't think it can. Ben's defense is not going to be equaled out by his offense.
How good was Ben's defense in the second round against the Hawks?
It's pretty good.
Actually, pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah.
So what did we need more? Did we need more of Ben's defense or Ben's offense?
I mean,
Again, Ben's not the whole problem. That's why we lost, Mark.
It's
I mean,
not.
here's the thing,
I'm
I
just
mean-
asking a question. How bad did we need Ben Simmons' offense?
We need to offer some everybody. We like JoJo and Seth wasn't doing it, obviously. So we needed more from everyone. Tobias, Danny Green was hurt. That hurt us.
Okay.
I mean, Trae Young shot 5 of 29. So one side of the ball, Simmons did his job, but then him passing up that easy dunk because he thought Gallinari was
Was the Dikembe
But-
Mutombo?
yeah, but even though that
He thought he was Deke.
even though Trae Young was the one under the bucket, but as far as De'Aaron Fox, no, I like De'Aaron Fox. To me is probably from basket to basket, probably the fastest player in the league. But no, I think I need a little bit more from the Kings side in order to do that deal.
Okay. Trae Young. I'm gonna say yes. While you guys think about that,
I'm gonna say no.
I'll say yes, but Steph Curry can't be our starting shooting guard.
okay, that's fair enough. Carm, why you say no? The defense again?
Yeah.
Okay. Bam Adebayo.
No,
I actually agree with that.
No.
All right, so we're good on that one.
Oh, so when you agree with a no, then if you just pass on, you don't ask me why. But if I say no and you agree,
You can ask me
no,
why.
no. Continue on.
This is a two-way street here.
Continue on.
Okay. Pascal Siakam.
No. No way. No way. It's not worth it.
I don't know. I'm 50-50.
No.
I'm 50. If we can somehow manage to, if we can keep Maxey.
I like Pascal Siakam a lot more than a lot of people.
Because he plays for your beloved Toronto. I'm sorry, Nick Nurse. He plays for your beloved Nick Nurse. That's why you love him.
No, because you get the same thing in terms of defensive intensity, just like Ben Simmons. You also get the 25. You also get the 20 to 25 points per game, solid rebounding.
Yep.
And the decision making on the offense, like the guy already knows what he's going to be doing as soon as he gets the ball.
Yeah, he's in my opinion, I'd say he's a little bit of a not as aggressive Giannis. The only difference is he can shoot. So when he's not always just making a beeline down the court, he can shoot.
No, like 15 and in pass costs money. Just when he tries to shoot, like
yeah.
But no, he's not the best 3-point shooter.
That's why I'm saying, okay. If he kept his aggression the same way Giannis is, all right, he's a monster. But he brings it back. He dials it back. Mm. I'm gonna go yes on that one. Well, you have a color. Carm, was it the defense again?
98.5 WJYN Running Back Sports.
Okay, let me turn it up. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, okay. I just turned my phone up because you sound like a whisper. But this is the studio, the station for WJYN, right?
Yes.
Okay, like I said, you sound like you so far away, a whisper. But so y'all on the air right now? Because you're such a small station, you can't just get you. Y'all on the air doing something now?
Yes, we're doing our sports talk show right now.
Well, you're so tiny. I'll see if I can find you, but like at nighttime, I could get it for Ali Hackett. But and I got to hold the radio in a certain way to hear it because you're between them two large stations, you know.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what other kind of programming. See, I thought maybe y'all just come on at night, then you go off in the daytime because I can't get it.
Well, we're on every Tuesday from 5 to 7, this show. So if you go to 98.5 from 5 to 7, you should be able to hear us.
Okay, I think I heard you say you on Tuesdays and what?
From 5 to 7. We go on every Tuesday, 5 to 7 on 98.5.
With the programming that's on right now.
Right.
Okay, what kind of programming is it?
It's a sports show. We talk about sports and culture. We talk about pop culture, sports. So if you like sports, or you just like to talk about, Philly things from Philly, you should definitely.
Tell me something. Is the programming somewhere? Like I could have my coworker look it up for me tomorrow because she found this phone number for me.
What do you mean?
Is your programming somewhere so I could say, oh, okay, they do this on this day, this time. Y'all got that listed?
We go on social media and we talk about things that we're going to talk about for the show. So if you have like Instagram, Facebook, we talk about the things that we're going to talk about for that day. We put it out there on social. We don't really have it anywhere where we list what we talk about every week. You have to kind of follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
Well, how about in general for the station? Does the station have like programming listed?
Yeah, so what you can do, you can check out www.uptownradiophilly.org. You'll be able to get all your information as far as our programming, our list of shows, and you'll be able to tune in and call this number whenever you need to. And if you even have an Alexa, you can enable your Alexa and ask her to tap into Uptown Radio.
Yeah, I don't have no devices. So my coworker looked this up for me so I could see what kind of programming. And then I got a Walkman. I'm gonna see if I could pick y'all up right now, but
okay, girl.
I probably doubt it.
Check us out, girl. Check us out. We listen. You don't gotta like sports. We're very entertaining. We talk about Philly stuff, culture stuff. So you should definitely tune in.
But I don't know if I'm gonna get y'all because you're so tiny. You between them two stations. You don't come in clear.
Well, just try, girl. We gonna be here.
Okay.
We're doing our best, man. We gotta go.
And you sound so far away on the phone. I don't know what the problem that is, but y'all a whisper.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's just a technical difficulty on your end. I'm not sure, but thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Right. Well, I hope I wasn't on the air.
You were, but we
loved it.
No.
We loved
it. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
Jane from South Philly.
Jane from South Philly. Thank you, Jane. Call us again, okay?
Thank you, Jane.
Bye.
Okay, that was easily the best unique caller that we've had in our entire time.
Yeah, Christopher. Be open to our callers, man. All walks of life.
Oh my God.
Y'all got me in here sweating.
All walks of life, man. See, she was tired of this Ben Simmons stuff. She called in like, listen, I don't know what y'all saying, but bam, bam, bam.
Oh
so
my
tiny,
gosh.
like this Ben Simmons talk is just a whisper.
Oh,
She was like, yeah, y'all are such a station, so in between the big ones, I can't get y'all. I'm like, man,
the radio frequency on my Walkman.
that was cute.
We got any comments?
Yeah, it's Jason. What is going on right now? And it's just a bunch of consecutive comments, just laughing about what just happened.
Oh,
That was pretty
I
funny.
love it. Thank you.
But this
so
is a
much.
part of being around the radio. You never know who's gonna call in.
Yeah,
Facts.
exactly. And when he,
Super
and look, we got a new potential listener.
Right, Jane
Yeah.
from South Philly.
Yeah.
Listen, girl, if you can get us in the Walkman, hit us up.
Facts.
Oh God, walk,
Chris, hit the call tags again.
You're listening to 98.5 WJYN Running Back Sports and on uptownradiophilly.org. If you want to call to join the discussion, Mark, give the call number.
Yes, 215-763-9596. I'm trying not to yell today. I don't want to be like Meek Mill, so I've been having my sexy voice on. So I don't know how y'all sound, y'all.
Oh, your sexy voice. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to put my sexy voice on. So I have not been yelling this show. That's why I got the headphones on, monitoring my voice, seeing where my vocals is going and whatnot.
Well, thank you, Jason. He said we sound just fine.
Thank you so much. Do
Thanks,
you
Jay.
hear us on the YouTube or on the link?
Nah, he's on the YouTube.
He's
All
on
right.
the YouTube.
Oh well, the
All right,
YouTube
anyway,
sound perfect.
finish your list.
Where was I?
You said, I think you said after Bam, it was
Oh, Pascal Siakam.
yeah.
Already did
Oh,
that.
and Carm, what was your reasoning? The defense again?
Right.
Okay. Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, what's your reasoning on this one, Carm? Is it the offense?
I think he's a two-way player that we can utilize.
You're right. You're definitely right. And he's younger.
Right.
Well, actually, are they the same
No, I think
age?
they're around the same age, but either way, he's just a better two. He's a more of a two-way threat, which I like. A lot of the players I felt that you said, besides Luka being a superstar, and Donovan, I just don't want him.
Why?
And De'Aaron, I don't know. I'm just not like too privy to him.
So, all right. I'm just
But with De'Aaron Fox and Trae Young, I feel like they're not two-way.
what I want y'all to think about, though. I don't want y'all to think I want y'all to think about the team, what the team needs.
But you didn't say that as a prereq with this
But that
conversation.
should be a
You
that
said
should be known if
you
we're making a
said-
trade.
No, but like everything with this Ben Simmons talk sometimes isn't necessarily talking about the team. It gets personal, it gets individual. So you can't say it's always about the team because it's not.
Yeah, no, it is. That's
It's not.
why we make trades.
No. But I'm saying in the conversations about Ben, it's not always about the team.
All right, so everything that I've listed is all about the benefit of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Don't be
That's
smart.
no,
Don't
that's
be
the
smart. I'm
that's
just
the
saying
only reason
that
we would
this-
trade him.
Anyways, continue.
We can't get any
Continue
worse.
with your list.
Well, I only have about 3 more left
Okay,
anyway.
so continue.
All right, we got LaMelo Ball, the benefit of the team. I'm gonna say yes.
So you just said yes, and you just wrote down on your.
So basically, whatever Mark's decision is what goes on the paper.
Oh yeah.
So he's just asking us just to ask for the air. So his list is-
Confirmation bias, pretty much.
Right.
No. I'm writing them down as I'm actually saying my answers. That's all I'm saying. I know.
I mean, like when you made this list, I mean, you kind of already knew like what you were gonna say yes and no to.
Not really, because I'm thinking of. I picked them random.
Okay.
This ain't. Hold on. This ain't. All right, go ahead.
LaMelo for Ben. I'm gonna say yeah.
Yes, more room to grow.
Yeah.
And you saw like him being in the starting lineup when he was getting deep minutes in the Hornets. Completely different team.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Not to mention he's already a willing shooter, great court vision, and more importantly has the length at 6'8" to be a really good defender in this league, especially for the point guard position.
Yeah, especially if he bulks up a little bit, which he probably will as he
Right.
gets older and as he's in the league more, he'll bulk up.
I agree with what both of y'all said. I think just being a part of that Ball family, we always like crack jokes about it, but they work hard. So I wouldn't be shocked if he
yeah.
comes back with more tools and refines his game even more.
Yeah, like LaMelo, LaMelo to me is going to be the star out of him and Lonzo, but Lonzo's still going to be a solid NBA starter.
We'll
And
see.
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. We'll see, though. I feel like once Lonzo gets a better opportunity, because I feel like he came on a little more this year.
Yeah, like
Once he changed his form, which is crazy. How do a guy changes his form over the summer and comes back shooting?
Yeah, he needs to get out of New Orleans. I think like Chicago or like maybe New York.
Well, he's going to be a free agent. So
yeah, no,
Yeah,
like,
he definitely is going to leave.
he can write his
And
own
I think
ticket.
with Lonzo, just to say, when he came into the league, it was a different situation than for LaMelo. You know what I mean? Lonzo had more like the negative press, the negative kind of imagery on him. And once he got in the league, then people start to see like, oh, well, the dads might be a little crazy, but you can see that what he's done is kind of work for the
also
kids.
the expectations from the situations that they went to was different. Lonzo
sure.
He went to the Lakers.
Yeah, Lonzo went to the Lakers. So like with your dad pushing all this stuff like, well, he's gonna be better than LeBron, better than Kobe, better than Magic,
Steph Curry,
all that stuff. So it's like, and we all know LA's not patient when it comes to their players.
No.
Like as soon as we can get as soon as the star becomes available, they're gonna ship you off without a second thought.
Right.
So
Lonzo, the Hornets, they was just like happy whatever they're gonna get. Like if he plays well, then they're happy because they just they haven't been good. And then Kemba left and they wanted some, needed a new star.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Carm hit that on the money. Yeah. Okay, 2 more left. This one should be easy. Russell Westbrook.
No.
I'm saying yeah.
Of course you are. That's stupid.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, to me, like
it's the same. One is just aggressive.
No, it's like two different spectrums. Ben Simmons isn't aggressive enough, and then you have Russell Westbrook who will literally shoot you out of the game because he doesn't have a high shot IQ.
That's very true. I agree.
So, like, if you're frustrated watching Ben Simmons,
I know.
Yeah, so it's like, but we need somebody to be more aggressive. Russell Westbrook, not that aggressive.
Like, tone it down. Yeah, I don't know. I'm more leaning yes. It's not like by a blowout. It's like 60-40.
No, I'd rather keep Ben.
Okay, fair enough.
Over Westbrook because, like, he had trouble in like trying to win a championship with Durant and Harden, and pretty much everywhere he goes. I mean, it's not the fact that Russell Westbrook's not a bad player. Far from it. He's not a scrub, but. I would rather I would still rather have him not on my team than as opposed to not have been.
No, that's fair. I mean, I look at it from an aspect like we know what Russ is going to give you. We know what Ben's going to give you, but at this point, I get it. Russ will probably shoot us out of games. Like he'll probably shoot us out of games, but. Yeah. He's going to be aggressive and he's going to be nonstop. And imagine Russ in this city. As much as we hate him, he's the type of guy
he'd be loved here.
Everyone would gravitate towards Russ. A guy who it'd be like almost having Allen Iverson 2.0.
Blah, blah, blah,
yeah.
So
but also I got to factor in that Russell Westbrook's getting older. So
that's true. But has Father Time touched him?
Oh, why are we even talking about this? Let's go to the next one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but even so, then it's like you want to take on like that contract for a guy that's going to his early to mid 30s.
Yeah, he only got like 2 more years left. Ben got what, 5?
Even so,
if you're looking for a salary dump, and that's all you could possibly get.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
If that's the best offer, I'd rather keep Ben.
Okay.
All things considered.
You don't know what's gonna happen with Ben.
Right. For all we know, he could finally come back with his jump shot.
You can't put people in a box saying this is what you are and this is what you're gonna be. People can always grow and change and do better, regardless of whatever the mainstream media's opinion of him is. He's young enough, and even if you're older, you can always change if he wants to. As if he wants to. You can't put that limit on him and say, "Oh, Ben got fat." Like you don't know that.
I agree. I definitely agree. For all we know, he could really come back shooting right-handed, and he shoot like Steph Curry. And
it's just making it's like with coaching. It's like making the adjustments to play the game better. So if he makes the adjustments, he has the talent, he has the IQ. It's just getting out of his own behind and making the adjustments to do what you need to do. That's all it is. It's him. So I don't know.
That's very fair. And then the last one, Michael Porter Jr.
No.
I like Michael Porter Jr. I actually like him a lot, but he does have that back thing. But at the same time, he's been playing well. He hasn't really been an issue for him. But I still say no.
Okay, cool. I'm a say no as well. I like Michael Porter Jr., but to me, he seems like a little bit of a head case, just a bit. I feel like personality does matter in certain cases, and even as a rookie, he already overstepped his boundaries. So who knows what you can get from him down the line. He has a great offensive talent. He is non-existent on defense. I don't think Denver plays a lick of defense at all. Like I can't even think of anybody that they had that actually plays defense. So on that note, I would say no. I'm gonna keep Ben in that situation.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the pick 'em or leave 'em, or what I said, keep 'em or take 'em, trade 'em type thing.
You said Ben Simmons versus the field.
Yeah.
In the group chat. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah. So
Okay.
my question is that there are a bunch of firings over the last few weeks in the NBA. The Orlando Magic, the Portland Trailblazers. They did hire Chauncey Billups. The Indiana Pacers. Rick Carlisle's over there. So out of all the teams that fired their coaches and got new coaches, or they're still looking for one, what do you feel like was the best situation for a head coach to go into out of all of those teams?
To be honest, at first I
With
thought
the
it
roster or like with the org? This whole thing?
all together.
All together, because it all factors in.
At first I thought it was Chauncey Billups, but it's already rocky day one because Dame is apparently about to request a trade, and then the video that you commented on Facebook earlier, where the staff didn't even let him answer a question, and I get it wasn't an appropriate question. So there was a video on Chauncey Billups had his press conference today, and he was asked a question from a reporter about some rape allegations back in 1997.
From him? He had rape allegations?
Yeah,
Back in 1997.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So the reporter asked him about that, and the president or whoever, the PR person, shut it down quick. Like, no, we're not talking about that. So for me, that's already a bad start because Dame is about to ask out, and you already got rape allegations from 1997. And you haven't.
Where is that even coming from?
It's like you don't even know
all
your
this
roster.
All this time, like people haven't brought that up, and now they want to bring that up.
Yeah, that to me, that journalist is a bum.
Yeah.
So that was just
Honestly,
super diabolical.
Are they founded? Like, was he convicted?
I don't.
It's
I
just
don't.
an allegation.
Like, I don't know.
the
It's
situation.
honestly the first I've heard about it, like during this week.
I've never heard of anything bad about Chauncey Billups.
Well, then that's not using your journalistic integrity. Like, if you don't have facts, you don't have, you don't just throw that out there. That's something that can, y'all know we talked about this. This can stain your name and your reputation. He just got head coach. And mind you, he's in Portland.
Right.
Like, his rep over there is gonna matter. Like, you're in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
You ain't in Philly. Like, right. Like, you gotta like, them people ain't playing that.
Yeah,
So,
it's just unfortunate though, because I
man,
feel like
that sucks.
stuff like that always happen to black men. I don't care. Like, it always happens. Like, for example, why are they still calling Nate McMillan interim head coach? Like, I get it. Lloyd Pierce was fired, but he's the head coach. I don't care. He's the head coach.
But he hasn't been named as the official, like, long term. That's why.
I get that, but
he's still the interim.
They don't do that with white men. I'm just saying.
But who has ever been an interim in this kind of stage?
A lot of them.
In this stage in the playoffs?
Yeah, it's happened. Maybe not this deep in the playoffs, but
That's what I'm saying.
might happen throughout the season. Maybe the first round, and
but people are still giving him his credit, though. It's not like people are downing him because he's interim, but just because he is interim, people still have been like, "Yo, Nate has been out coaching everybody." So I mean, yeah, the type that kind of it is kind of, but I mean, he's still getting his props.
Right, just like when a coach is fired and he's black, he's fired. But if you're white, you're part ways.
Right, part ways.
Like,
that's
come on.
true. The language.
Are you kidding me?
That's true.
So I'm gonna say Chauncey Billups for right now.
Okay.
It's just not in a good situation. I'm just saying he's.
What was the question you said? The
start.
best situation that
If you're a head coach, like what organization that just fired their head coach, like what situation would you go
would
to?
you want to go into?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the Wizards left. The Pacers are out. The Blazers are out. We got the
even so. Then like the Blazers just fired their coach. The Pacers, like if even before that, like what situation would you like to go to?
None of them are really that great.
I think I wrote this down, like what the teams were. So I
don't think that any of them.
Oh, I got it. Okay, so Orlando, Dallas, Portland, Boston, Indiana, New Orleans, DC.
Probably. Okay, go ahead.
Boston just hired somebody new.
Epi Udoka.
Yeah,
former assistant coach here.
Oh, he fine. Sorry, he is.
He from the motherland.
And he's dating he's dating Neil Long.
What?
Get it? Neil Long. That Neil Long. Yo.
Yeah, Tristan Thompson about to be in his bag every time we go to TD Garden.
Yo.
She a baddie. She been bad. She's like timeless. Bad. Like she doesn't age. She looks so good.
She
never stop.
She really like wine. She
For
just
real.
get finer and finer, thicker and thicker.
All right.
Sorry.
All right now. Simmer down.
I can say that word.
Simmer down.
Okay.
I would say
Y'all both need to calm down.
we good. We good on
y'all
this
both
side
in
of the
heat
table.
right. Y'all both in heat right now.
I would say Boston. That's the best because I feel like they're more. They have more like so they got Brad Stevens as their GM now, and then you got the new coach. You got my baby Tatum, okay, as your superstar. Jalen's coming back. Yeah, you got rid of Kemba, but you had some possibility, maybe something else popping off. You weren't like you didn't have your worst season of your life, but not the best. You have stuff to work with. The culture there is pretty solid. So I'd say Boston.
Yeah, I agree with Carm. I forgot about that one. I already know which one Chris is going to say, so I'm not going to cut him off. But I agree with Carm. Just watch out, though. Jaylen Brown, you never know. He might get traded.
What was I
Beal.
going to say?
Dallas.
No.
Oh, well, that's a
Not
shock.
Dallas is like up in the air. That's not a good place to.
Nah, they got Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd, he's their head coach now?
Yeah.
Oh, he got named the head coach?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why he wrote that letter to LeBron, talking about whatever you were saying?
Possibly. I thought you were going to say that.
So Jason Kidd is going to
so
coach the team, and he won the chip with. That's cute.
Honestly, that's a rocky relationship right now between Luka and the Mavs, because the former GM, I think like Nelson, like that was Luka's guy, and apparently like he didn't like the fact that they parted ways with him. Then the issue with
of course he didn't get fired.
Yeah, so well, that's how they said. Well, that's how they said when I got the notification.
I know, I'm just talking trash.
Yeah, but then like Rick Carlisle's going in. Then when you look at it, it's like now there's internal conflict between like Kristaps Porzingis and Luka Doncic not liking each other. That's like a whole mess right now. So like I'm not touching that with 10 football even.
Sheesh.
So, and like we said like a few weeks ago, like Luka, like I don't think like Luka's the kind of guy that's going to be like hurting for money or like is going to be hunting for money. So like he, for all things considered, he could just not sign that extension. He can just leave for free agency.
Yeah.
And not to mention, it's like I don't know what can I get for Kristaps Porzingis in return to try to make the Mavericks a better competitive team, especially out in West.
Yeah, the West has always been tough to play.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which is why I'm picking the most secure job out of all of them with zero expectations.
You about to say the Pacers?
No, the Orlando Magic.
Oh, yeah. Anything you do with them.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter. Like I get Markelle Fultz and Jonathan Isaac coming back from injury. Cole Anthony has shown that he'd be able to, be the guy, primary ball handler down in close games. You still got Mo Bamba, and not to mention you still got a number 5 pick in the draft.
Yeah,
and you got a bunch of draft capital. You got a bunch of draft capital, young players.
That's super safe.
Yeah, it's super safe. You don't have any expectations really, because what are my expectations for having a team that's led by Markelle Fultz and Mo Bamba?
That's true. And Orlando.
Yeah, exactly. And not to mention, it's Orlando, so I can be in Disney World chilling.
You right.
All right, and now it's time for our call with Jeff Bowers. Hey, Jeff, how's it going, man?
Hey, man, it's going well.
Hey, man, so listen, it's 100 degrees here in Philly, man. How you doing down in Texas?
Man, it's weird when, like, it's hotter in Seattle and Philly than it is here. Like, it's like 90. It's not bad. We're going to get some rain. Dude, the world is upside down. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Global warming.
I guess, but if that means 90 degrees in Texas in July, dude, I'll take it. That's cool. I'm turn my car on and leave it on.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So obviously with the draft is passing in, training camp and everything else. So overall in regards to NFL, football workload, what have you been working on?
Man, we're 76 days to the start of the season. Getting hyped. You've gotten through many camps. You've got, all the preseason hype and all that stuff. We had 22 days until the Cowboys report for training camp in July, as they're going to play the Hall of Fame game against Pittsburgh. So the way I look at it is there's 2 lingering questions still for this NFL season. Of course, both of them are quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers. The Watson thing, man, honestly, I don't expect any kind of resolution on that at all. I think if he even plays, it would be for Houston. I don't think they would be able to trade him. Maybe that could change in a trade deadline deal, but I just don't see it. And I think that just kind of simmers, and then they'll figure that out next season. Aaron Rodgers, man, I don't know. But there was the story floated out this week about the opt-out and whether or not he wanted to go July. He has the ability to opt out for COVID by July 2nd. Sounds like he doesn't want to do that. But then retirement's still an option. Jeopardy's still an option. At the end of the day, if I had to put money on it, I would bet that he shows up after training camp and plays. That's my guess. Now, is that going to totally fracture their locker room and screw everything up? Of course it is. But it's Aaron Rodgers. Why wouldn't he do that? So those are the two lingering questions. And then I figure we could just kind of run through I'm going to run through the AFC and the NFC, talk about some teams that I've heard some hype on and some rookies that I like, some fantasy guys, just wherever you guys want to go with that.
All right. And listen, I'll just keep it like in state in Texas. You talked about the Cowboys reporting. So have you been hearing about Dak Prescott, especially coming back from that injury? How's he looking so far in the camps?
Well, the Cowboys are interesting. Look, offense is not the problem down here. Dak looks like he's recovering well. Of course, you always have ghosts. You always have that worry. The first time he rolls out, everybody's going to kind of hold their breath. Mm-hmm. But look, Dak's a well-built dude. He's going to be fine. I think he's going to get out there, and that offense should absolutely, if they get back the guys on the offensive line with Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins, obviously CeeDee Lamb stepped up last year, and the other factor, and here's a fantasy sleeper for some people, Michael Gallup's in a contract year. He's going to want the ball, and he's going to be getting every team's third best cornerback this year because CeeDee Lamb's no longer a secret weapon. So I think Michael Gallup could have himself quite a year, and he knows he's not getting paid in Dallas. So that's another option. Another little fantasy sleeper is a guy coming back from injury is Blake Jarwin, the Cowboys tight end. Mm-hmm. I think he could have himself a pretty nice little role in the offense because they paid him a bunch of money, and he's going to try to go out there and prove it. The problem with the Cowboys is defense. The defense that Mike Nolan tried to run last year was just a train wreck historically bad for the first about 8 to 10 games of the season. Then it kind of normalized as people kind of figured out how to play the defense. But by then, of course, it's too late. However, they jettison Mike Nolan. They bring in Dan Quinn. And the problem there is, of course, that Dan Quinn's offense in Atlanta was kind of garbage for the last few years. Like, I don't know. I don't know why they expect him to be this massive guru that he gets to pick his own guys during the draft, which was a whole storyline. But, that defense hasn't been good since they went to the Super Bowl. And then he brings in a bunch of Atlanta guys, Keanu Neal and DeMonte KZ, which Atlanta's letting walk, which should tell you something right there. It's going to be dicey. I think it's going to be another year where they're going to be an absolute sieve against the run. I think they'll get some turnovers and splashy plays, but they'll also give up a ton of yardage and a ton of points. It'll be high scoring, which means Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and all those guys are more valuable. Also, Zeke coming in, looking a little slimmed down, looked like he laid off the Oreos in the offseason, so that's nice too. It's going to be explosive down here, but I don't know how much winning they're going to do.
Hey, Jeff, Mark here. It's been a minute since we've talked. Julio Jones is now with the Tennessee Titans. What was your first reaction when he got traded to them, and how far do you think the Titans will be able to go with the addition of Julio Jones?
So it's interesting because I think that, you got to see how many games is Julio going to play first off. He's getting up there in age. He's been banged up the last few years and all of that. I think it's a great addition for the Titans. I love the trade. It seemed like the most logical choice, and everything just seemed to kind of perfectly line up for that. So, it didn't shock me when it happened. But I would say, the Titans are a team, obviously, losing Jonnu Smith is big for that offense. Mm-hmm. They really didn't replace him at the tight end position. They've got Jeff Swaim and Anthony Ferkser as their tight ends right now. So that's worrisome. And how much can Derrick Henry carry the load? Because when that dude's on, man, that team's amazing. But when he's shut down, they got nothing. Little worried about the defense as well. I think they're really counting on the first round rookie Caleb Fairley being healthy. If he is, he's an amazing pick. If he isn't, that secondary is going to be in trouble. So the Titans for me are a team that kind of ended up at a zero sum. Like, they're still a good 9 to 10 win team, maybe even 11 now that we have 17 games. But I still don't know that that's enough to, A, win that division, and B, advance anywhere in the playoffs. I think they're kind of stuck in that middle ground, which is the worst possible place to be stuck in the NFL, in that I'm just good enough to win, but not good enough to actually win anything else.
NFL purgatory.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So Jeff,
there you go.
so I'm doing a league. So our draft is going to be within like 60 days. So are there anybody like in the first round of the draft that you're going to be a little bit weary about possibly taking?
Oh yeah. I mean, I am worried about, man, obviously you worry about a guy, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley coming back from the injuries. Honestly, one of the guys, I'll tell you that right there at the top of the draft, Alvin Kamara, boy, I'd be super worried about his production with Jameis now at the helm, right? It's a different world in New Orleans now.
Mm-hmm.
And, that to me is going to be one that's very interesting to watch, to see how well Kamara can come through that, and if he can take on that, take on the load there. Because I think New Orleans is going to take a step back pretty decidedly there. I would say one of the guys that I think I would put the bet on with those early running backs is Saquon Barkley. Honestly, I think the Giants are going to have a great year this year. I think that defense started to round into form. It looks like Joe Judge has that thing going. And look, they don't win because of Daniel Jones. They win despite him. But now, with the weapons they put on that team, with Galladay, and now Slayton turns into the actual number 2 wide receiver that he needs to be, I think you're going to see a little bit unleashing of the tight end position with Kyle Rudolph added there, and he's going to do nothing but catch touchdowns, which if you need a super cheap backup tight end in your fantasy league, that's a nice bit because, he'll catch 4 or 5 touchdowns every year. And, I think the Giants have every chance to win the NFC East for me. I know everybody has the Cowboys penciled in, and obviously then the football team is the reigning champs, but I think the Giants could just come up there and win the whole NFC East at least.
Hey, Jeff, Mark here again. Question. So I know you're a big time draft guy. I know that's what you specialize in. And, and here in Philadelphia, we've had quarterback controversy for the past couple of years. And now Jalen Hurts is finally at the helm. If you can go back a little bit, tell me what you remember when he was coming out of college and how this can translate and help the Philadelphia Eagles, because there's still a lot of people are 50-50 in this town on him.
On Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
So the thing about Hurts is, so the NFL has fallen into this trap. And the trap is get me a quarterback who's super fast and can run around a little bit, and I'll figure out the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, in the history of the NFL, no quarterback that is ever a run-first quarterback has ever won a Super Bowl. Now, could that change? Sure, but it hasn't. Cam Newton got there, but the year that Cam Newton got there was his best statistical year passing, right? The running quarterback does not win, period, end of sentence. So can you win some games? Of course you can. Look at Lamar Jackson. He kills it all the time. How far does he make it in the playoffs? How much do people see the limitations and say, dude, just play drop coverage, play his zone, don't let him get in the lanes, and then make him throw passes? It's worked against Vic. It's worked against Lamar Jackson. It's worked against all those guys who are the run-first types. So that's what I worry about for Jalen Hurts. Can he take the next step and turn into that passer? I would say no, because he's never done it. He didn't do it at Oklahoma. He didn't do it at Alabama. Is he a great leader? Is he a great guy? Will people play for him? Absolutely. Like, the locker room loved him. Obviously, that's why they jettisoned Carson Wentz. But if you're telling me, can this dude take me to the promised land? Absolutely not. So that's just my general thoughts on Jalen Hurts. And I think he's a really good, nice stopgap, and you guys are waiting for your next big quarterback. The problem is the quarterback you just jettisoned just landed in Indianapolis, and I know you're not going to like to hear this, but the Colts are kind of a little dark horse for me to win the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, Jeff, Chris here again. So everybody has been, especially around the Philadelphia area, has been praising Devontae Smith about his work ethic. And, you got eventual future Hall of Fame wide receivers like Isaac Bruce, giving him props as well. So what do you gauge about Devontae Smith and how much of an impact you think he's going to make during his rookie year?
What was that last part? I'm sorry.
How well do you think Devontae Smith's going to do in his rookie year?
You know, dude, I think Devontae is going to be great. I think that is. I mean, you just got, like I said, the next Marvin Harrison. I mean, there's no question. But if you'll remember Marvin Harrison's rookie year, he didn't have a quarterback to throw him the ball. So, like, Devontae's going to be great. Now, can he stay healthy? That's the question mark because, I mean, the guy weighs like half of me. So, so that's not great. But what I would say is that, I mean, between him, the kid out of TCU, you've got some real nice weapons going into place there. You know, if the O-line can come back and be healthy, and I know you added a little bit there, like, I love what's happening. I love the old school veteran structure on defense. I love what's happening on the front and the weapons that are all around this team. It just needs the trigger man. And I'm not sure Jalen Hurts, it's much like with the Giants. You're going to win despite Jalen Hurts, not because of him. And that's where I would lean towards the other teams in that division ahead of you because, well, one, the Cowboys have a quarterback you can win because of. In fact, they're going to have to because everything else on defense, like they got to score 50 points a game. But, you know, the football team has a defense that can win all by itself. The Giants are building a defense that I think can win, and you've got Saquon Barkley there, right? So, like, and now Galladay over the top, you've got those things in place. That's where I think the Eagles want to go to. I think they'll contend. I don't think they'll be terrible. I think they'll win 6-7 games, which is just enough to put you out of reach for a quarterback. So it's again, you're in the other end of the NFL treadmill of I'm not bad enough to lose all the way, but I'm not good enough to win enough to get to where I want to be. And that's what get coaches fired. Not to mention that you have a weird ass coach. Just
Hey, the way I felt about Sirianni is the way I felt about Chip Kelly the first year. So if he could do something like Chip Kelly the first year.
I'm a Jets fan. I just got through with my weird ass coach. So, like, I'm weak. But, okay, so real quick, let me run through some things here for you guys. Because I did this. You guys were asking me teams up, teams down. We talked about the NFC East. In the North, I think the Bears are going to be scary. I think the Bears are going to win it, especially with the Aaron Rodgers drama and all that stuff in the North. I think the Bears are going to be scary. I think that is a team that's made the playoffs the last 2 years with absolutely nothing at quarterback. And now you've got Andy Dalton, who's at least competent and looks pretty decent in Dallas. And then maybe you'll see Justin Fields this year, and that's really nice. So I really like the Bears. I like what they're building there. I kind of secretly like Carolina a little bit in the South. Now, not enough to overtake Tampa Bay, but I think they'll be better. I think Darnold is going to be more dynamic. You know, the Panthers lost 7 games last year by less than 7 points, and it was late game. It was Teddy Bridgewater dinking and dunking down the field and basically burning the clock up. So Darnold will throw it down the field. Now, he'll throw it to the other team, but he will throw it down the field, and I think that's going to be more exciting for Carolina. I think they'll have some bigger wins and some bigger losses, but I think they should be better, and especially that defense now. 2 drafts ago, Carolina spent every single draft pick on defense. Well, now this is when that comes to fruition because they're all rookies last year. Now it comes to fruition, and you throw in adding J.C. Horn there in that early pick, and, man, that looks pretty good there. And then out west in the NFC, I think Arizona is going to be nice. You know, Arizona is kind of turning into Baltimore West, where it's Kyler Murray running around and trying to figure things out. Now, the difference is they don't do it with the run game as much. They do it with the passing game. But they've got some nice weapons there, and here's another fantasy little sleeper guy. I think Chase Edmonds is going to have himself a nice little season this year. As a guy, not a whole lot, you know, if you get your random fantasy people, they don't know who Chase Edmonds is. So that's a guy you might sneak on the back end of your roster in the late round and could get some nice little production out of him as an RB3.
Yeah.
Out in the AFC, the AFC East is one of the most intriguing divisions to me. Obviously, being a Jets fan, you're getting all the hype this year. Oh my gosh, the hype is like, even I'm starting to like, okay, everybody tap the brakes. Like, come on, be cool. But Elijah Moore, the rookie out of Ole Miss, is getting all kinds of hype. I'll be fascinated to see where he gets ranked in like the ESPN stupid fantasy rankings that don't mean anything and are basically for idiots. But I'll be fascinated to see where they put a guy like that, because he probably won't have as many touches as you would want, but man, he's going to have some explosive plays for some points. I think that's a nice wide receiver 4 to stash on a roster, and especially if you're in a keeper league, go get yourself Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore, got it.
The other guy I like out of there, the other rookie, is Michael Carter. He has a chance to be the number 1 back for a Jets team that's going to run the ball the way the Niners do. So it's going to be running back by committee, but he's going to get a lot of touches. I really like him, and the rookie Zach Wilson looks like he belongs. So that's nice. The other team out in the AFC East is the Dolphins. They've got a little bit of issue with Xavier Howard, because he's going to hold out. He's going to pull a full Darrelle Revis. So get ready for that. But that defense is strong. They've put some weapons in place, and now it's all up to Tua. They either win because of Tua or despite him. Fantasy-wise, go get Myles Gaskin, because Gaskin is going to get all of the touches for that Dolphins team when they run the ball, which they probably won't much. But Gaskin is the guy, I think, for them there. Let's see. AFC North, secretly, the Bengals could be decent. Now, they're not going to win a lot because that defense is still not great.
Yeah.
But Burrow, Chase, could look pretty good. That offensive line's kind of coming together. I like the Bengals at least to make a little noise, to be a little terrible. A team I would avoid is the Steelers. I'm worried as hell about the Steelers. I'm not sure Big Ben has the fight. I think he just wants to dink and dunk and not get touched. But I will tell you, Najee Harris might be Offensive Rookie of the Year. And that's a guy that's going to be an absolute workhorse back. So you're in round 2. You need a running back still? Go get yourself Najee Harris, because that dude is going to get fed the ball constantly. And it's going to be very much like, all Alabama running backs that come into the league that just get force-fed the ball 300 times a year. That just seems how it is. But
especially with James Conner going.
Najee Harris will be the focal point of that Steelers offense. But that being said, I don't think they'll be very good. We talked about the Colts. Oh, here's another one to avoid. Travis Etienne, I think they're going to completely miscast him and misuse him. They're trying to make him into a slot receiver. They're trying to make him do too many things. They're not going to give him the touches you want. Unless he's still there super late, let somebody else stupid draft Travis Etienne. Just a hunch. And then out west, I am really high on the Chargers. I think the Chargers, with Staley bringing that Rams defense over, again, with the Chargers, you always have to say, will they stay healthy? Who knows?
Yeah.
But Herbert stepping into a season where he could be good. They get Austin Eckler back. I think that they have a real chance to be good. A couple other sleeper fantasy picks for me. I do like Laviska Shenault for Jacksonville. I think he's going to end up being Trevor Lawrence's number 1 wide receiver. And then I also think a guy who's going to step forward is Noah Fant with Denver. I think he's ready to take that next step, and I think he's going to be the guy that Teddy Bridgewater dumps the ball down to all the time. So I think Noah Fant will be just a touch machine, and if you're in a PPR league, that's the way to go.
Yeah. Awesome, Jeff. Once again, thank you for taking the time, for calling in. We always appreciate the insight, and thanks for the fantasy tips.
Appreciate you, Jeff.
And
absolutely, you guys. Yeah, check me out at Sports Narrative on Twitter, and we got some new shows coming out. In fact, we might have a show on Instagram coming out soon. So I will give you guys all the heads up on all that. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, Jeff.
Awesome. Thank you. And once again, you're listening to 98.5 WJNY, Running Back Sports Show, Sports for the Culture, and on UptownRadioPhilly.org. You want to call to join the discussion, Mark?
Of course, 215-763-9596.
Oh, man.
I love when Jeff calls in. He has mad energy. I know you guys, just love the football. Y'all love it.
Yeah, man. Jeff kind of gave away my secret. I'm trying to get Justin Herbert as my QB1 this year.
Of course, man. He had a great breakout rookie
knows
season.
everything.
Yeah,
I like Najee Harris too. I kind of like that.
Yeah,
might make me want to do FanDuel again.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you taking those for your team this year, man?
Man, I'm good, bro. My squad gonna be good. It's not gonna be filled with all Eagles.
I'm about to say, you gotta go do the whole Miles Garrett. I'm trying to do the whole Philadelphia Eagles offense.
Nah, I'm not doing. I'll play serious this year since y'all like the trash talk. But one thing I did want to go back and touch
doing
on.
money this year, also, man.
All right, let's bet. How much we talking?
$30 buy-in.
All right, say no more. Say no more. I'm about to take the cake now. Now that money's involved, now we talking something different.
Okay.
And I need all that. So, one thing I did want to go back and touch on was just a little bit about the Jalen Hurts thing, right? So, it's
about Chris Simmons, right?
Yeah, you seen that earlier.
Yeah.
But it's all the same. The media is literally the same. You can substitute any black quarterback, and you just plug them in, different name, and it's all the same thing. It's literally all the same thing. But these teams are not building around the black quarterbacks. They're using their legs as an escape route because they're not properly preparing preparing and building around these teams.
I mean,
like
Dak Prescott has a dummy-proof team.
Okay, that's just one guy.
Patrick Mahomes.
One guy. Patrick Mahomes is not. No.
No.
Oh.
No. This isn't not what we're gonna do. We're not gonna do this colorism thing.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
I mean, he's black.
He doesn't identify.
Listen, his daddy is his daddy is black, so he black.
He don't identify. I mean, America says he's black, but he don't.
What makes you say that?
He doesn't identify as black.
It's because he had a white girl and a white baby.
I ain't say all that.
And a white mom.
I didn't say all that.
Okay.
But
so what are you saying?
Okay, so those are the two guys in possibly like NFL history where teams have actually
Russell Wilson.
Barely. He's screaming for help. That noise got quieted down.
He had help throughout most of his career.
I mean, because of a great defense, but we're talking about actual protection. So the legs should be the last thing that quarterbacks use. Like Tom Brady don't have to run. Why? Because he has protection.
Well, he can't run.
Exactly.
He's 43.
So it doesn't matter. Even throughout his entire career, he couldn't run because they gave him protection.
Yeah, because God gave him like wounded baby giraffe legs.
Right. Like Peyton Manning, speed was on like a 17. No, 18. We'll go with that. Speed was at 18 on Madden, and he barely got tackled. Why? Because they have offensive lines.
I'm saying is that the teams now, they're building around their athleticism and quarterback. Like the Baltimore Ravens are built around Lamar Jackson's ability to run.
Fair.
So that's why they're building a team to do it. And you can't tell me that Baltimore's one of the better offensive lines in football.
They do, but I look at it like this though. Like, okay, because of that, that's a weapon for Lamar Jackson, correct?
Yes.
So imagine, right, if we didn't think of it as a weapon, all right? If we didn't think of it as a weapon, if we just set it up like a normal offense that you would set up for Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, it's just you have them there just in case. But they don't do that.
Okay, would you have Lamar Jackson running an offense like a Peyton Manning?
If they try it and build around him, yeah, try it. Build around him.
So you think Lamar Jackson is just as good as a passer as Peyton Manning?
Absolutely, he can try it. We got to see it. We got to see it. We don't know because they're not playing. They're not coaching the same way.
Nah,
we got to see it.
He's not.
We got to see it.
In the end, one thing coaches now are building around the skill sets of their quarterbacks. If Lamar Jackson is running at like a 4.4 speed, he's the fastest quarterback in the league. I'm not going to take it away. I'm not going to take his legs away to make him a pocket passer just to prove that he could be that. Just because he can prove that he could beat me with his arm, I'm going to maximize as much as I can using his legs. I'm going to use that RPO. I'm going to use him, in option plays. I'm going to use him doing speed routes. Same thing with Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to try to cut away his legs just to spite everybody else to make sure that he's a passer.
Right.
That's what they tried to do. And that's what they tried to say about Michael Vick. As soon as Michael Vick got here, it was a healthy combination of Andy Reid helping him develop better as a quarterback, helping him process stuff better as a quarterback, and then using his legs secondary.
Right, which makes perfect sense. I'm not saying eliminate it altogether, but just because they have that God-given ability doesn't mean you don't put the proper personnel in place for them to be successful. That's all I'm saying. To me, it just sounds like.
But what black quarterback doesn't have that personnel that they can use to the fullest extent to use their skill set?
It's rare.
I'm just saying.
You just named two. You just named two. That's
okay.
I'll say three at max.
Okay, the Baltimore Ravens are using Lamar Jackson's skill set perfectly.
Right.
But
they're not giving him wide receivers.
They just got him wide receivers.
Okay, they just now got him wide receivers. If he couldn't run, he would have wide receivers.
Yeah, but this is also his third year.
I get you. Yeah. I'm just saying though. I just that's all I'm saying.
I get.
They need to build around these guys the same way because that narrative to me is just utter disgusting. Now I'm tired of it. You can literally like I said, you can substitute every black quarterback.
Listen, I get what you're saying, but this isn't the NBA. You can't just You can't just put this person in here with like 2 other guys and they can immediately win.
No crap. It was like, of course, like there's 11 guys on the field. I'm just saying, if you build a Lamar Jackson the same way you would build a Peyton Manning, like if you take away their skill set, if you provide Lamar Jackson with receivers and an offensive line like Peyton Manning, then it's different. That's all I'm saying. That doesn't happen for black quarterbacks because the league knows they have their legs.
That the foundation that they're given isn't the same as a foundation of a white quarterback.
Yes.
That can throw.
Yes.
Or like they're saying the perception is this guy's going to run.
Oh, no.
So we're not building.
Oh, no. The perception I agree on.
Yeah.
But
that's what that's what he's
that's all.
But teams now are building are much better in terms of building around black quarterbacks as opposed to years past.
They're improving. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of
Mark,
the
I think
narrative.
Mark's question is, why was it like that in the first place? And when you build a team, you know that you're going to need certain things. You're going to need protection. You're going to need certain things. You know that. So why not give them those things from the rip, regardless of if you think I can run or not?
Yeah, but even still, then that's still plenty of other quarterbacks. Sam Darnold never got any of that in New York.
That's
Josh
true.
Rosen was literally sabotaged from day one. He never got an opportunity to do so.
All right.
There are plenty of other quarterbacks that weren't black because there's more white quarterbacks coming in the league as opposed to black who've never got an opportunity to, got a chance to get a team properly built around them.
Right.
Before
they don't give them enough time either, though.
Yeah.
And then even since the beginning of the time, especially for black quarterbacks in the NFL, they never felt like the black man had the mental capacity to actually go out there and read defenses and X's and O's and whatnot. So, like, that's why they also weren't given the fair opportunity. And now it's time to change. We can do all that stuff. Remember when Jameis was coming out, they said he had the same IQ as Peyton Manning. They're not setting it up the same way, though. Like, they're not giving Jameis the same opportunities and things that Peyton Manning got.
I mean, you mean the same Jameis Winston that as soon as they replaced him with Tom Brady, they won a Super Bowl with?
I mean, he threw 30 touchdowns. He just needed to
He also threw 30 interceptions.
He did. He just needed to
Tom Brady came in there.
He just needed to limit it.
Listen, Tom Brady came in there, cut that in half, and they won a Super Bowl.
But we're talking about a guy with 2-3 years experience versus a guy with 17 years experience.
Jameis been in the league for 6 years.
Okay, even still, we're talking about an experience gap there.
Listen, experience or not, you should still not throw between the double team.
Hey, listen, it don't matter. Well, he ain't had the same offensive line because as soon as they got Brady, he started bringing in offensive linemen.
Didn't the Buccaneers get a new coaching staff once Tom Brady came in? Like it was like a different.
No, it was the same coaching
staff. They literally
just
swapped for real. And added like Gronk and AD.
How long was Bruce Arians the coach for the Bucs?
He was there during James's last year. So this
for his last year.
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't there the whole time.
Who was the coach before that?
Who knows?
Dirk Cutter.
Okay, so maybe that has an explanation to it because his coaching, who he got brought into the league with, who we played with, that formed somebody too, right? No,
sure.
I feel you. I'm just tired of that narrative, and I know it's not going to change.
I get you, Mark. I feel you on that. But I mean, I think like what Chris is trying to say is that they are now improving things, and things are starting to get a little better. So it's like obviously it should have been happening, but better late than never at this point because it just is. And as we've talked about on this show. Who owns the league? And then the NFL is not a players' league. We know that. So all these things that we're saying, it's just not the same kind of culture or, it's just not the same as say like the NBA, which is totally different.
Yeah. And it's also just a case-by-case basis. It's not just like it's just black and white. So it's like when you look at Tennessee a few years ago when they drafted Vince Young, their head coach, Jeff Fisher, he wanted absolutely nothing to do with Vince Young.
Right.
And when you look at RG3, they traded up to get the number 2 pick to get RG3. However, the Shanahans wanted Kirk Cousins. Mm-hmm. So even though RG3 won Rookie of the Year, he looked a lot better in Shanahan's system than like a Kirk Cousins did. RG3's injuries gave him an excuse to go with Kirk Cousins as opposed to just throw RG3 in the wayside.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like I said, bottom line, tired of the narrative. I want the same opportunities that white quarterbacks get for black quarterbacks and just kind of take the legs out of, the God-given talent out of the equation and try it. See what happens.
I mean, the legs kind of do matter. I mean,
it does, but take it out of the equation.
You can't take that out of the equation. I mean, that's what saved Jalen Hurts last year.
But also, if you look at it like that, because it's like, I know this guy can get away, so I don't need to put as more emphasis on my offensive line to give him time to actually throw the ball down the field.
Well, it wasn't the fact that they could put emphasis on offensive line. Everybody was hurt. We had 14 different offensive line combinations. 16
No, I'm just giving you the thought process. It's like, why would I put more effort into my offensive line if he can run and take off and avoid those?
Right.
versus like, oh, well, let me actually have him protected so we can actually throw the ball down the field, and then the legs legit is your last line of defense.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Jordan Malaya is going to be the left tackle. He's battling with the first-round pick, Andre Diller. Sam Allen's coming back injured. Jason Kelsey, he played all 16 games last year. He's still going to be there. You're getting Brandon Brooks and Lane Johnson back. So that offensive line is going to be there.
Okay.
And not to mention, they got Devontae Smith, who's Jalen Hurts' former teammates. You got Miles Sanders. You got Dallas Goedert. So all things considered, week one, barring any injuries, Jalen Hurts should have everything that he should need in order to succeed here.
I hope so.
Far more than what Carson Wentz ever had in his first 5 years, outside probably the Super Bowl year.
Yeah, I would hope so. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'm all team Jalen Hurts now going forward because
and I think that, obviously all due respect to everyone's opinions, but I think that who knows what can happen with Jalen Hurts? Maybe he can, even if it doesn't work out with the Eagles, I feel like he can still have a career in terms of, because I know Jeff was saying that running quarterbacks have never really won, and that's the truth. But again, it only takes one person to start it.
Yeah, all it takes is one.
So.
Like I said, and he brings up a good point. I like Jalen Hurts too. I like him as a person. But as far as what I saw on the field, even though it was only for 4 games, it was nothing. It was nothing that sold me on it. So I'm curious.
Nothing impressed you?
No, not really. It was a 4-win team last year. Nothing about what happened on any front of the Philadelphia Eagles was good last year.
Okay.
So Jalen Hurts.
He looks better than Carson Wentz coming in. I'll say that much.
Not really.
Nah, I feel you. It's okay. Let go. He's not here anymore.
No, and that's perfectly fine.
Mark.
Let go. Oh boy, can we queue up some J-Lo?
Yeah, sure.
For the long-awaited, highly anticipated Carm's Corner. Let's go, Carm. You ready?
Born ready.
Right. Let's go. Okay, this is a different one. Have we done this yet? Ladies and gentlemen,
featuring okay.
We out here.
Okay, listen, Chris.
Y'all need to sit back, relax, let your hair down a little bit, put your feet up, get yourself a glass of wine, because, like I said, we got the highly anticipated, long-awaited Carm's Corner with some J-Lo in the background. Take it away, Carm. Take it away.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Thanks so much, Mark. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. Welcome to Carm's Corner. To all our running back fam out there, Carm's Corner is the time where I talk about, people in the world, sports. It could be any kind of field facet that are doing good things, or I just want to highlight them. Usually I talk about women because, my women in sports got to get their love too. So I'm going to talk about 2 women today. One is in sports, so a lot of you have been talking about. Another one has also been in the news recently too, but she might be someone that you're just hearing about. So into it, first and foremost, I'm talking about Sydney McLaughlin. Y'all heard about Sydney McLaughlin? If y'all haven't,
yeah, she a cutie. I've been following her for years.
So thank you for saying she's a cutie first. Nice. Anyways, so Sydney McLaughlin, she broke the world record in women's 400-meter hurdles on Sunday night at the Olympic pre-trials. She recorded time of 51.90 seconds. She's the first woman to break the 52-second barrier. So she broke a world record for a woman's time in the 400-meter. She qualified for her second Olympic Games. And what I really like, what really interests me about Sydney is that when she broke the record, she actually beat out Delilah Muhammad. So Delilah Muhammad held the record before her. So Delilah Muhammad in this pre-Olympic race, she finished second, but she held the previous record at 52.16 seconds. So she had like the fastest speed. And then Sydney broke it in this race that they were racing. So Delilah was second, Sydney was first. So when Sydney did the interview at the end and they asked her, like, how did it feel to be up against Delilah, a peer of yours? And, just like kind of asking her questions about that kind of rivalry, I guess, quote unquote. And what I loved was that Sydney's answer was like iron sharpens iron. She was like, Delilah is a great competitor. She's always encouraged me and pushed me, and we're just 2 athletes pushing each other to be the best that we can be individually. And it's not a competition, it's not a rivalry, because I support her, she supports me. And she said iron sharpens iron. So she's like, she has really pushed me and helped me. And at the end of the race, when Sydney beat Delilah's record and broke the world record, the first person to embrace her was Delilah. She came right up behind her, gave her a hug after she just came in second, which of course I'm sure was not her goal. I'm sure she wanted to be first. But after she seen Sydney beat her and found out about the record, she embraced her right away. And I thought that was really great to see, especially on like a large media scale, especially two Black women, two minority women excelling in their fields and then embracing each other, because it's always a narrative of us against them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm against her. We're competitors. We're out for the same things. So, we got to be against each other. But that's not the case. And they proved that. They're both going to the Olympics. Iron sharpens iron. And that's how it should be. Women should help each other be better. Iron sharpens iron. Exactly what she said. So it's like, if I'm strong at something, if I can help you in any way that I can and help you be strong at something, we both would be strong. And we're both still iron, we're both still tough, but it's like we're both getting better because of each other. So I really like that happened. So just more about Sydney in 2016, when she was 16 years old, she was the youngest American on the Olympic track and field team. She placed 5th in her semifinal heat in Rio, so at the Olympics in Rio. But she didn't make the final, but she won the silver medal at the 2019 World Championship event. And she helped lead the American team to gold in the 4x400 meter relay. So, and the fun thing about Sydney is when she goes to the University of Kentucky, okay, all my blue blood lovers out there, she's born in August, Mark, another August baby, August 7th.
Oh, yeah. Shout out my Leos.
1999.
Oh, she a baby.
Yeah, she's 21.
Oh, Lord.
And she's from New Jersey.
Oh,
so, shout out to Jersey, our neighbor in Jersey. So that's Sydney. And also someone I want to talk about is someone that you might have heard about if you're fans of The Voice. I don't know. But her name is Brooke Simpson. Brooke Mills Simpson. So Brooke is a Halawasaponi tribe member. She is from my tribe. My tribe is Halawasaponi. My dad is Halawasaponi, full Native American, and she is 100% Halawa girl. So she's a girl from my tribe, doing it up, making it big.
Okay.
So she's from Holliston, North Carolina. That's where my grandmother and my whole family is from on my Native American side. And that's where a lot of my family still lives on my Native American side. She's from there. It's a small town, probably like a 3,000, 4,000 population, not even. So she made it to the finals on season 13 of The Voice. So she was a 4-chair turn on The Voice that season. If y'all watch The Voice, a 4-chair turn is big. That means all hit the button. Yeah, that's when everybody hits the button for you. So everybody turns around, everybody wants you. So she ended up picking Miley Cyrus, and she was on The Voice. I was her coach. She finished in 3rd place on The Voice that season. So only 2 people were ahead of her. She made it to the final rounds. From when she was on The Voice, she has a couple songs on iTunes. She did an Amazing Grace cover that was amazing. I really liked, and she has a couple songs on iTunes right now. She released singles Little Bit Crazy, Stick Like Honey, So Tired. She just released in February 2021. And something big about her too. So she's currently just tried out. I just saw it. She just tried out for America's Got Talent. So she's not giving up just because she didn't make it on The Voice. She's on America's Got Talent now. I just watched her what is that, her tryout, and she got a 4-judge yes, including Simon Cowell. Wow. So that was pretty cool. She did a rendition, I think, of a Lizzo song, and she did really well. She killed it. So another thing about her is she's married. Okay, baby girl got married in 2014 to her husband Ray Simpson. She was born May 26, 1991. All right. And another thing about her, she was making her Broadway debut. She's going to star in the Broadway revival of the musical 1776. And she's going to play Roger Sherman, one of the founding fathers of the U.S., even though it's kind of funny because she's Native, but whatever. Premieres in 2022. So that's coming out. And besides that, just as a cool little fun fact, in the town of Holliston, North Carolina, where my family's from, actually, I was just there. There's a sign in the middle of town. So the middle of town consists of it's like a light. It's a stoplight. It's a Dollar General, a Family Dollar, and a gas station. That's like the middle of town. Mm-hmm. But in this middle of town, there's a sign that says like Hollister, Essex. That's like what it's called. And on the bottom, it says home of Brooke Simpson, star the contestant on The Voice. So she's like, her name is on the sign like in town. So I thought that's like really cool that they did that for her, because her family, the Mills family, they're a big family, because down south in Hollister, everyone kind of has like the same last names. It's like Richardson, Mills, Silver, Hedgepeth, like Lynch. My family's Lynch and Richardson. So her family is like, one of the Native families, and they're known. My grandma knows her family. And I remember when Brooke was on The Voice, the whole town of Hollister came together at like the library and would like watch her on like the TV and come behind her. So it's really cool to see a girl. And I met her at a powwow before. I got a picture with her. So I think it's really cool that She's young. She's going after her dreams just because she didn't make it on The Voice all the way. She took that platform and now is on America's Got Talent, and she's producing songs. She moved to LA with her man, so she's just out there pursuing her dreams, and she represents her culture, us as Halawasa ponies, to the fullest. She talks about it in all her interviews, and people ask her, and she's very proud. She wears native jewelry. She wore native jewelry on The Voice. I'm sure she's going to do that on America's Got Talent. So she's all about like pushing our culture forward and letting people know, we're still here. Our culture is not, something that people talk about as a joke or as a past tense. This is a present tense culture that's still alive. And I really respect her a lot. And I'm rooting for her because she's one of my own. She's a native just like me and part of my tribe. And me and her around the same age. So definitely props to her for her still pursuing her dreams, not giving up. And I know she's going to be successful. So shout out to Brooke, my Halawa native, and then shout out to Sydney as well. Shout out to all the women out there pursuing your dreams and doing it.
Yes, we love the sound of that. What was I about to say? Yes. Round of applause for another special edition of Carm's Corner, hosted by yours truly, your girl Carm. Make some noise.
Hey,
good job, Carm.
Thanks, guys.
Fantastic. I was gonna say, so one of the last things that I had mentioned in the group chat, when we was young bulls, like what was some of y'all favorite summer pastimes? Like, some fun stuff. I'll start first to get the mind flowing a little bit. So when I was growing up in Chester, sometimes we used not for real. We used to what's it called? Plug the fire hydrant. Like, cause we ain't had no pools, so that would be mad fun. The kids, we would all throw on like our swim trunks and whatnot, and just run past the fire hydrant, getting all soaked up and whatnot. And it's funny too, cause like the cars would come up and be salty. Like it would be a hot day, just like today. Cars would come up and they would just get soaked because they had to, go past the fire hydrant to go where they was going, and they would stop our fun briefly, and then we would be right back and forth through the fire hydrant, just having mad fun on a steamy hot day like this.
Yeah, that sounds like something that people used to do. And actually, where I live, people didn't do that so much because people in the neighborhood. But I grew up in a cul-de-sac, so people like
sounds like money to me.
Anyways, I grew up in Philly in Olney.
You had a pool?
No, but I had a backyard.
Got you.
But where I grew up in Olney, I lived in a cul-de-sac right near Cobbs Creek. And in my neighborhood, the biggest thing in the summer was always just, obviously everyone was outside. You already know that vibe. Who would jump double dutch. We would play like manhunt, run around playing manhunt because we lived in a cul-de-sac. So, it's like we kind of couldn't get in really street traffic trouble, and like any cars that came like lived there. So it was kind of chill. So then they would bring out like the courts. People would play the basketball on the court. Yeah. And then you're just like chasing down the ice cream truck, like you hear it, and like you think it's like on the other side of the block. I would always look out for the Mr. Softy. Some people would want to see the Jack and Jill one. I'm like, oh, screw Jack and Jill. I want a Mr. Softy.
You gotta get them both though.
No, yeah, because here's the thing: if I got Jack and Jill, I wanted sunflower seeds, I wanted a bag of chips, and I wanted like a chip witch or like a popsicle, like a fudgesicle. Mr. Softy, I'm chasing down for it because I want a cone. And I used to chase down the ice cream truck, especially if like they were going up the hill too fast. We would run after it, or the biggest thing for summer. This is giving me like nostalgia. In my cul-de-sac, we had this thing called the Big Hill. It was like this big hill in the back, like in the back of everybody's driveways. So it was like the hill that like brought you back to everyone's houses. So we would ride bikes down the Big Hill, like and feel the wind, and like no hands on the handlebars. If you could do it down the Big Hill, you were like popping.
Right.
So that is what I remember.
Dang, that's crazy. Our childhood is like very similar because I started doing stuff like that when I was getting older. What about yours, Chris?
Yeah, well, I did a lot of summer programs. So just peering the Mr. Softy truck and like making sure I got $5 in my pocket because I ain't
$5. You was eating.
Yeah, so like
that's a lot.
Because I didn't want. Because for me, I didn't want the ice cream. I wanted the milkshake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the Blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I had to make sure I get.
You got a Mr. Softy milkshake when you had it?
Yeah.
Not a cone?
No.
Oh, okay.
Chris got money.
Yeah, that milkshake. That was
what
like
kind?
Vanilla.
Okay.
All right. I would do chocolate, but I hear you.
Yeah, vanilla or chocolate, depending on how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to make sure because like $5 because like the milkshake was like $3.
Right.
So, and it's like you can't do milkshake and like ice cream at the same time because like it's conflict. It's like either the perspiration from the milkshake is just gonna like keep like dripping, and then like the ice cream fast enough it's gonna melt in your hand.
Hey, it don't matter when you're a kid. Listen, this is why we survived COVID. You know what I mean, we was doing stuff like that growing up. So for real. Nah, that's crazy. We well, that was when I was like a young bull, like when I was like, I don't know, like 7 when we was doing that. But as I got older, it was kind of similar, like how you did it, Carm. Like we back in Ardmore, we would be down the hill. That's what we call it. It's like on the corner of Simpson and Spring, and then everybody just would be out down the hill. Like it would just be a vibe. That's where we would come up with games to play, or if we would decide to go to the park and hoop, we call it the shack. That's where we would get it in, get some nice runs in, and you know, at the end of the night, they would either have like the late night summer league games where people will watch and play, and then get into some random things at the end of the night. The ice cream truck would pop up too. I remember just running up to the ice cream truck, getting the seeds. Gotta get the seeds. I would get the seeds. I would get this one joint called Dots. I love the Dots. It was.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I would just be tearing that joint up. And then sometimes when the Mr. Softy came, I got the regular with the sprinkles.
Yeah.
That was my go-to.
Yeah, and also that's one thing I kind of missed. Like in the summer growing up, it was just the priceless. It was like, you know, you go in there with $1, you can get some sunflower seeds, get the 25-cent bag of chips. Yeah, you get yourself like one of those tasty cakes.
Yeah, good. You be clean with $1.
But now it's like you need $3 just to get a cone.
You need $5, like how Chris had it, because Chris was getting money
just to get a cone. Forget the seeds. Forget the chips.
Nah, that's crazy.
Hey man, listen. I was spoiled growing up. My grandmothers, they spoiled me.
That's love, bro. Yeah. That's definitely love, man. Yeah, summertime as a kid used to be a vibe. Like now as that I'm older, I can finally understand what my mom meant when she said you smell like outside. Like now I know exactly what that means, because when I smell it on people, I'm like, oh, that's it. That's what my mom was talking about. That's what outside smells like. And it will always just bring back my mind, like, okay, yeah, let me hop in the shower now just in case I smell like outside, because that's not the smell. Yeah. But yeah, summertime used to be a vibe as a young, and I feel like the kids don't be out the way we used to be. That's how I feel. Like, especially if I ride,
like, it's not as safe. Like, you got to worry about people trying to take your kid. You got to worry about, you know, all kind of people just being violent. And, you know, it's just like too much. Like it's not as, people aren't just letting kids be kids. It's like people are just, you know, it's just scary these days. It's like you can't. You kind of can't.
Honestly, like I wouldn't leave my kids outside. Not
without me watching.
Yeah.
Like back then, we didn't have to be watched. Like you could just left us, like, you know, just play, like, and that's cool.
Right. Yeah, because I would leave and like. I grew up around like West Philly, around like 49th and Pine. So it's like my friend, he lived 2 blocks down on like 47th and Osage. So it's like we would hang out and like another one of our friend homies, and we would just walk around West Philly.
Right, you would leave your block to go wherever you were going, right?
Yeah, but it's like we still stay in the area.
Right. But that was cool. Like me, we would be on my block. Then when we go to the next block, like Fairhill, we go to Fairhill, we go to the back. Like the other kid's block, I forget what that street was called. Like in the heart of the cul-de-sac, we go to the back. So it's like, and even so, we would walk down like in the back driveways. Maybe sometimes maybe we weren't supposed to go like behind the apartments, but we still were kind of in the confines of like where we lived, you know. And it was all right. Like my mom had no idea where the hell I was. Like I know she knew I was outside, but it wasn't like a worry. Like where is she? Because I had sisters, you know, I had friends. It wasn't, but. Now I feel like I was wondering, like, where are you exactly? Like, you need to kind of know.
That's true. I agree with that. Like, me and my friends growing up, we were in the same like mile radius. Like, everything was all one street, Spring Ave. Like, everything touched Spring. So it don't matter if you was at the top, the middle, the end. Like, literally, where we all got it popping down the hill, that was Spring. Where the park like intersected, that was Spring. If you went even further back, heading towards West Spring, like that's the one block that all of us was on the entire summer. It used to be such a vibe.
Yeah.
Major vibe. Now,
even riding bikes, you don't even see kids riding bikes like that anymore.
I know. Bike riding used to be our thing.
I used to love riding
early on Saturdays.
Well, you got older people riding dirt bikes on the road now.
Yeah, that's true. Those is probably us who was bike riding when we was young. Yeah. Now they on bike. Now they, you know, on the block, getting popping with the bikes.
Yeah.
Good old times.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try my hardest when I do have kids in the future to raise my kid the way that I was raised. I'm gonna try my hardest. I know things have changed. I know now parents just be giving their kids the phone when they crying or plop them in front of a television. Like, I'm gonna really try my hardest to raise my kids.
Here's the thing. I feel like our parents plopped us in front of devices or things too, but it was just different. I think every parent has a distraction for their kid, because it's like a certain point, like I got a niece, she's 2. And it's like, you have to kind of distract them, because it's like, no matter, the kids don't understand logic. They don't understand, like, yeah, I fed you. You should just be chilling. It's just like, what's wrong now? You know what I mean?
Not yet, at least.
No. So I feel like even our parents had a form of distraction. when we were kids. It's just different now because it's all technological out.
I guess maybe our distraction was go outside.
But if you're 2, you ain't going outside.
No, of course
If you're
not.
3, you ain't going outside.
Nah,
Yeah.
not at all.
All right, we still got a few minutes left. We actually got a question. Would you trade Siakam for Tobias Harris? Because he's on the block with a bunch of West Coast teams, with particularly the Lakers and the Warriors sharing interests.
I wouldn't.
I don't know. I probably would. I mean, how much? The thing is, I want to know the cap space. Like, how much
Who
cap
said that,
space will
Chris?
we free up?
Tyrell.
Okay.
Oh, bro. No, I wouldn't, bro. I keep Toby, man.
It depends on because if we can get off Tobias's contract and get a little bit of cap relief, I would consider it. But then it's like, okay, how quick is the turnaround where we got to re-sign Siakam? And is it going to be remotely close to what we just signed Tobias to? But if it's a window where we can use that extra, who knows, $15 million to sign somebody.
All right, let's see. Siakam has 3 years left.
Okay.
He's going to be making 33 this year.
Sheesh.
And then 35 and then 37.
So their contracts are almost identical.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Except one's a former All-Star and plays defense.
Right. I don't know. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Not to mention him and Embiid do have history. They're both Cameroon brothers.
That's you're speaking.
Well, if you can get it like that.
You're speaking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I just feel like the inconsistencies I see with Siakam are kind of like the same thing that what I see with Tobias. It's like they're both inconsistent in their own way.
And I can agree with you too, in a sense, like, because I feel like Siakam's not a true one. He's playing the one in Toronto. So it wouldn't really be that same pressure over here with him. I feel like, if anything, it might imagine having Siakam at the dunker spot. Because that's a little dangerous. And then imagine Siakam on the break.
Yeah, because he does more for your offense. And not to mention, even if Siakam's having an off night, he does more for you defensively than what Toby can do.
I agree with that too.
He got the size over Toby.
Wow.
Well, now that you said all that,
that's close. I think I might pull the trigger on that because Siakam still has the size to play center when Embiid's not in.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Yeah.
So I think I might
we
do
know
that
Chris's
trade.
answer.
Because he's a Nick Nurse disciple. Of course.
We know Chris's answer.
Anyone from Nick Nurse.
Hey, Chris, give us your answer.
Nick
of course,
Nurse,
of course,
Nick
I
Nurse
would do
for
it.
1,000.
Listen, here's the thing. Listen, in a perfect world, we trade Siakam for Tobias Harris, and then we package Ben Simmons and whatever Portland wants for Damian Lillard, and that's our big three.
Well, would you look at that?
Damian Lillard, Pascal Siakam, Joel Embiid, and then I don't care what. And then people are going to be coming to Philly to play with that trio.
I agree. That would make me smile. I'm gonna do it on 2K. I'm gonna speak it into existence. Let's make it happen, Captain. let's make it do what it do.
Yeah,
I'm for it.
And on that note, I think it's time we close out. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today to the Running Back Sports Show, Sports for the Culture on 98.5 WJYN. And thank you to everyone who's calling in. I want to thank Jeff. I want to thank Freeman. And who's that woman that called in?
June.
June? Was it June or
Jamie?
June?
I think it's Jane from South Philly.
Jane.
Was it Jane?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to you, Jane.
Shout out to South Philly, baby.
Shout out to you.
Anyway, once again, this is Chris Thomas.
It's your boy, Mark Thompson.
It's your girl, Carm.
And you're listening to Running Back Sports Show, Sports for the Culture. Until next time, we will see you next week.
Later.
Peace.